It's good, man, because guess what? While you're talking, you miss points.
Yeah.
But when you can go over it, technology, we have to use it to our advantage. Then you can go over it and fine tune, and you realize, hold on, you miss a low leap. So that's what we're about. Yeah, go, Karen, Managa.
So it says,
Proverbs 7.
So we just want to precept what we have in the book of Genesis chapter 2.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He's trying to find himself.
Yeah, Proverbs 7.
We know we're coming from Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. It says the Lord formed man from the dust of the ground and put a breath of life into his nostrils and man became a living soul.
Yeah.
So now let's see what that breath of life is. Proverbs 7:2. It says, keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. So what the Most High is saying here is that the breath of life that he put in Adam is actually the commandment, because it says he put the breath of life into Adam and Adam became a living soul. So that means Bible also says that keep my commandment and live. Now let's see how we live by keeping the commandments. So we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19, please, guys. Chapter 30 verse 19. Because we have to understand that if the breath of the Most High goes into man and it makes man a living soul and it makes him alive, and when we go into the book of Proverbs chapter 7 verse 2, it says keep my commandments and live. So if you don't keep the commandment of God, what would that mean? It means death. So let's prove it with Proverbs Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19.
That's also a sign of the fact that if you stop breathing,
you die. So yeah, but you're right.
if you don't stop taking oxygen right now,
That's correct.
yes, that's nothing to do with God.
Exactly. No, but it goes. You're right, but it goes deeper than just taking the breath away, because that's why we go went there. So this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. It says, "I call heaven and earth. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you."
Deuteronomy 30. 30?
19.
Let me read it.
30:19. 30:19, yeah?
Deuteronomy 30 verse 19.
Yeah, go on.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Okay, it's against, not for you. So something going against you, you have to pay attention, because it's not in your favor. It says, "I call heaven and earth what?
Against you.
Against you." Okay.
That I have said before you life.
So God said before your life. So God put the breath of life into Adam, and Adam became a living soul. And it says, "Keep my commandments and live." Why is it has to do with life every time we mention like commandments? So read that again. I call heaven and earth.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
To record this day against you, right? So that means the angels are recording all our deeds, whether good or whether bad.
Right.
We need to pay attention to that as well. Okay.
That I have said before you life and death.
This is what it says. So you said that if you stop taking air, you'll die. Now, what did God say He said before us?
Life and death.
So what is this life and death that He said before us? He will tell us.
Blessing and cursing.
Blessing and cursing. So if you do good, you get blessed. If you do evil, you get cursed. So when we broke the law, we have to go into slavery. The Most High calls slavery as one of the curses in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. That if you don't listen to my law, I will take you to slavery by the hand of your enemy. Those who wanted to kill Jacob since Genesis 26 and 27. They've always wanted to kill Jacob. We came from Jacob. So go on.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
That both thou and thy seed may live. Verse 20.
That thou mayest love the Lord thy God.
You should love the Lord your God. How do we love God? By keeping His commandment. We saw earlier, right?
And that thou mayest obey His voice.
So to obey God is to keep His commandment. So if you want to have life, if you want to get blessed, you have to keep the commandment. So because it says, keep my commandment and have life. So the breath of God is physical. It also has a law
Consequence.
Consequence. So if you do this, I'm gonna bless you. If you don't do this, I'm gonna curse you. So cursing means blessing means life. Cursing means death. That's what the verse is saying. Okay. So now let's go to. Okay, go. Yeah.
The book of Proverbs 21:16.
Ah, yeah, I know where. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I was reading last night. 12.
Yeah. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding.
So if you go, we read earlier that a wise man will hear and listen, and a man of understanding. Hey, shalom, bro. Good to see you, man.
I didn't come last week.
You didn't come last week, man. I was here in the rain for you.
Oh, is it?
Not only for you, bro. I'm joking.
You make it last week, eh?
Yeah, brother. I'm a soldier, man. Soldier is always, when you're a soldier, you don't say it's raining, snowing.
No, it's true. It's true.
A soldier of Christ, man.
Yeah. I was spending time with the missus, man.
Tell the missus that you're going to war. she can hold the house. But anyway, you still around or you want to stay with us?
I'm still around. I'll circle and then I'll come.
We have to talk, yeah?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to come here, yeah?
No worries, bro. Yeah. And I need to get your number as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'll come back here.
Okay, yeah. So,
okay, yeah.
So let's continue, brother.
The man, Proverbs 21 verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding.
So God said it is right. That's where life and blessing is. If you wander away from right, that means it's death. It's curse. If you wander away from the what?
Shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's congregation of the dead. They're in the daylight, they're groping. In the sun, they're still groping. As if they're in darkness. That's according to the book of Isaiah, chapter 56. Right? They are blind. They don't see the light. You were talking about the light earlier, and that light that the Lord sent the word into Jacob, and that light has lighted upon Israel. And people are in darkness. See, this brother just came here. His friend converted to. That was the brother. His friend converted to Islam. I was telling you.
Oh yes.
His friend converted to Islam, brother Samson. So because some devil was trying to block me not to reach him also. Because when he came, I could still talk to him, but then you have 3 Muslims devil. But he went, but I'm going to do some convincing later. So he wandered away by taking oaths with the Muslims. But he's our brother. These are the same people who are selling us in Libya there for £400 or $400, even smaller currencies. If somebody's going to sell you, they need to sell you even better. Even if it's a bad thing, at least they need to make a lot of money to show that you are worthy. Even if it's a curse. But the selling our people is very cheap.
To show yourself or not.
Yeah, that's the book of Isaiah 52.
So we're trying to save him.
Huh?
We're trying to save him.
We're trying to save it. So let's continue and see what Christ said about the breath of life. John 6:63. You will see how everything connects. Everything connects together. They always go back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what gives you life. In fact, Christians say we are saved. We are not saved until the end. I'll show you that as well. Until you hold on to what Christ gave you. Say, keep it until the end. Keep the law and live. Keep it to the end. That's when salvation comes. But now you are getting the knowledge of salvation. Because when chaos comes, you already have the knowledge how to be saved. It's in you. The time of war, how to be saved is in the Bible. I'm going to show you every single thing.
Read on.
So John 6:63.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
Okay, it say it is the spirit that quickeneth. When the Most High put the breath of life into Adam, can you see the breath that goes into your nose? So it's a spiritual thing. So that's where metaphor comes in, right? So let's read it again. Start again.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
Okay, it says it's the spirit that quickeneth. According to the Bible, something quickening means to make you alive. Once breath comes, it just comes to life. Once you see the light, oh, I was in darkness. You will never want to go to darkness because now you're in the light of Christ. So he said the spirit that quickeneth,
the flesh profited nothing.
This body, as you said, is nothing if breath of life stop. If oxygen stop right now, it will just fall like a leaf. So you are right also, but we have to get a better understanding what you're trying to say. If the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh is nothing without the breath of life. Without the law, statutes, and commandments for Israelite is nothing. Okay, continue.
The word that I speak unto you.
The whole Bible is the word of God. He said the word that I speak to you, which is also you don't see, right? Is a breath, right? The word that
I speak unto you.
They are what?
They are spirit.
They are spirit and what?
And they are life.
Why is he always connected to life? Because the commandment is what gives you life. He said, keep my commandment and live. And he also said, I call heaven and earth against you this day, and I set before you blessing and cursing. That he said, therefore choose life, that both you and your children may live. So it's the commandment that gives you a life. Without the commandment, we are dead physically, then as you say, people die in spirit before they die in the physical. We are mentally dead right now because it's a spiritual battle.
Revelation 11.
Good point.
Because we are not on a physical chain anymore, as we said, it's a mental
Good point.
chain.
Good point.
You understand what I mean? And this white man and all the society that always go against God, they've destroyed our people. Sentimentalism is all destroyed us. So yeah, what do you want to bring up?
No, I just want to bring this one to support what you were saying.
All praises to the
In
Most
the book of Revelation, the same thing.
Here you go.
11:8.
Oh yeah.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets.
Our people, once you follow other religion, spiritually, you see, we mentioned, right? We mentioned it. Right now, when you don't have the breath of life, which is keeping the commandment, right? The most I see as a dead body. You have no life.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
Who are the people selling drugs in the corner and selling drugs to their brother? It's our people. Who are these people smoking weed most in this country? It's our people. So they're where? On the street. Did you not mention the street? Read it again.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
This is a great city. This is Babylon 2.0. Babylon 2.0.
Europe, yeah.
Right, Europe, the whole of Europe. You know, we were talking about Europe earlier, that he is the Antichrist because he is the one implementing all this law that goes against the Bible. So there's a bunch of people that God called Antichrist in the book of John, 1 John. So,
which spiritually is called Sodom.
which is what?
Spiritually called
It's
Sodom.
letting you know that really there's a physical aspect, but there's also spiritual aspect that you don't see that control our mind. That is our mind for the Bible. So our people are dead. When you see our sister wearing trousers, they are dead. When you see our wearing putting their trousers here and walking like,
Dead to sin. Dead to sin, man.
Yeah?
Dead to sin.
But sin is
No, they're dead in sin. Dead in sin.
yeah, they're in sin. But what did the Bible say? The Bible says the wages of sin is what?
Dead, yeah.
No, so they're in
they
sin.
die, they die.
That means they're dead.
Die, yeah.
Because if you're sinning, you are dead.
Yeah, you're dead, yeah.
So and what keeps you alive again is the
Spirit.
commandment. There you go. The
Spirit of life.
Of life. He said the word that I speak to you, they are spirits
And they are life.
and alive. Because that spirit, it gives you life. Life physically, also spiritual life. He did not say, read that last verse again. Last part.
Which spiritually is called Sodom.
So we are spiritually dead in Sodom. Is this not Sodom? Men sleeping with men? Where can you find it? You can find it in Africa, but they're doing it in the corner. Yeah, they're making a law, yeah? You can't arrest a man because he's bending another man over. They say, what has it done wrong? That's in the law. You can't arrest him. In those days, they used to stone men to death in the Bible as a judgment for them. Okay?
Yeah. Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Where also our Lord was crucified. How is Christ crucified? They painted him over. There is no more black man. Now is the white man. That's spiritual death of the image of Christ, because Christ said to us that his record, according to scripture, can we even bring the record out? His record according to scripture is very, very important, because Matthew 24:24 tells you that a people say there will be many Christs. Wait, we have about 3 or 4 guys in Australia claiming that they're Christ, growing long hair, but they never read in the Bible that Christ has a woolly hair like you. If they know that Christ has woolly hair like you, would they be growing long hair as they depicted in every church? No, because that will cut their lives. You understand what I mean? So Christ says, if anybody don't believe his record, that he's the Son of God, that he came in flesh. Wait, to come in flesh means you have a description, right? That person is an antichrist. The Bible makes everything clear. See, you see me right here today, you see my action. Anybody who go against thus says the Lord, don't I go against them?
But in my country, there's a black man who claims to be God.
Again,
He's got millions of followers.
Can be true. Yeah, it can be true.
Okay, so now let's go to Revelation chapter 1 verse 7. Let's see how Christ is going to come. Because if he's God or Christ, there's a way he has to come to
You
the
keep it well?
Yeah, if he doesn't come to that way, he's a liar. Revelation 1
He
7.
was just
Revelation
winding up
1
his point. We
chapter
didn't.
Look,
But
if this
we need to
fits
remind
in.
him of our topic and let us get back in. He's just
Behold,
winding.
he cometh with clouds.
Christ come with the cloud. The cloud means chariot.
Because I'm recording, yeah.
The cloud,
The
that's
one we
another,
were talking about.
UFO thing.
Yeah.
It's also
We were
called
telling
cloud
him
in
that
the Bible.
other people
And
can
every
join the
eye
faith.
shall
Yes,
see
Yeah,
him.
and
yeah.
every
That's
when
what
that
many
guy
of the
in the
many sheep I have, which is not of this world.
did
I don't
every eye see
believe
him?
that
Did he come with the cloud? That's
we
an
alone can be saved. Other
Right?
nations
That's
can be
many
saved. So that's the whole topic.
commandments.
So we need to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Every eye shall see him. And
start
they
already?
also
No, he's just clearing up this point.
So the Romans that pierced him, the children of the Romans, which are the queen, because they admit that they are the Romans.
Finish on it.
They that pierced Christ, what would they say?
and all kindred of
you
the
done
earth
well.
shall
Well,
Yeah,
wail.
thank you.
Well with the Muslims.
kindred.
Yeah.
When I do stuff like that, I'm thinking of the audience, not the guy in front of me.
No.
It's the audience I'm thinking of. It's not an ego thing. 'Cause if it's him,
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're not
I'm recording him
telling
already.
Our neighbor or our brothers to know the Lord, for we will all know the Lord. We read it earlier that to know God is to keep the commandments. Right? So if we go, this is how we're going to know that the law is written in our hearts.
So what scripture
We
he
will not
read?
be treated-
Matthew.
Matthew
I did
5,
not-
7.
So that's
Yeah,
just
go
to
on,
let
go
you
on.
know that the law is going to get written in our hearts. So Christ is saying that heaven and earth is not passed, the law is not written in our hearts.
Yeah.
This is verse 19.
19.
Now this is verse 19 for you.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these
So the
least,
whosoever is among the children of Israel. If you go to the book of Acts chapter 2 verse 21 to 22, it says that whosoever is the ye men of Israel. Okay? So it says whosoever shall break.
one of these least commandments.
So Christ acknowledged that there are least commandments, little things you can do in the Bible that is called the least commandment, and there are big things. So if you cannot build a small house, should I give you a contract to build a skyscraper? No. So Christ is saying that there are little things in the law we need to do. Little as what?
And shall teach men so.
So now little as, let's go to the little law. The simplest law in the Bible is what?
Right, go on.
The
Leviticus
little.
chapter
You know, don't
19.
forget that
Okay.
least.
Leviticus 19.
Let's 21.
Let's
Verse
go to 21
21.
and not 19, 21, 21, 5 and 19, 27 to 28.
Okay.
The book of Leviticus chapter 21 verse 5.
Read.
They shall not make boldness upon their head.
So you don't make boldness, you don't make your head bold, right? It's sinful. You see all these Muslim Egyptians, they bow their head, that's Egyptian culture. We should not do that, okay?
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their
See,
beard.
beautiful, you don't shave, like the brother now, he shaved the corner of his beard. That's a way God called it, it's called man in the Bible. Man means to destroy. So we shouldn't shave this corner of this beard, it's the least of the law, okay?
Not make any cutting.
I'm not
in
putting
the
on the
flesh.
spot, I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to use it as a demonstration. Eh?
Not make any cuttings in their flesh.
Okay, what does
Cutting.
it mean cuttings in the flesh? Tattoos. Because when you
Earrings.
see tattoos, people get cut, right?
you can
They
use, yeah.
bleed.
No, earrings
So anything that
was
cuts your flesh,
prohibited
you
as well.
bleed.
It was
So when you
the slave who used earrings just because they were in slavery.
Earrings
That
is
was a
piercing.
signal.
It's
Yeah,
piercing
yeah,
the
there you are.
Exodus.
There you are.
Put your-
Whoop. Yeah.
No, when we go about with the dressing code of the Israelite, when you go to the book of Ezekiel,
Ezekiel
talk about
16.
16, talk
Yeah.
about the earring, the
Yeah, because the earring was put on them for slavery.
No,
it's
brother.
like
No,
In
my
Egypt. Because that's
when they were in Egypt, they had the piercing, and that was a form of slavery. That's why they were pierced.
Fine, if that's the case.
They weren't supposed to pierce.
Okay, brother, there's
Go on.
another verse that will clarify what kind of cutting he's talking about. Don't
Go on,
worry.
yeah, we complement,
We'll
yeah.
see if it's piercing or if it's literally.
Yeah, go on.
So read it again because that verse will now tell us is it piercing or cutting. Because verse explain each other.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read it again.
Yeah, Leviticus 21:5.
I know what you're saying, but Bible will help us to clarify.
Yeah.
They shall not make baldness upon their head,
Don't make boldness upon your head.
neither shall they shave off the corner of their head.
Kind of shave he's talking about, it will tell you because you can trim your beard, but don't shave the corner. But it will tell you what kind of shaving he's talking about. Let's
Nor
go.
make any cuttings in their flesh.
Not make any cuttings in their flesh. So if it's a piercing, if it's a cutting, the Bible must say circumcision. Yeah, but those those are circumcision. Is
That's covenant. That's covenant.
Yeah, but for example, tattoos or just giving a tribal mark, you shouldn't be doing.
And piercing your ears as well.
circumcision is cutting, no?
Yes, cutting.
No, that was
But
a covenant, covenant.
That was a covenant that was even made before this law was passed.
Yeah.
Blood, spilling the blood.
Yeah,
No, but the
no.
covenant is a covenant by blood.
But you're spilling blood, no?
Yeah, it's a covenant of blood.
Yeah, it's a covenant of blood. It's right because when you give birth to
So Jesus came to get rid of all the blood sacrifices.
no, but that
No,
does not
that's
mean
a-
that when a woman gives birth, a blood will not come with the
I
child.
mean, it's different.
Yeah, but blood is blood, right?
That's a cutting.
But blood is blood, right?
Blood is a cutting.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, Tony, I'm here.
That's a cutting.
No, brother.
But what I'm saying, no, carry on, he's right. He's right, but what I'm saying, it was a
understand that you're
sacrifice. But go on, explain it, man of God.
Again, there are different. You see, Bible have double meaning. You right? It has double meaning. You see, when he's talking
You
about
good,
blood
Tom?
somewhere, he's talking about a righteous
I'm
way
recording
of
this guy.
having blood to come out of your body. It is. Then there's an unrighteous way. Whatever God creates, Satan do what?
Go on, then.
He creates his own version.
Give us it,
Don't
then.
forget that.
No.
So there's an unrighteous way.
For this?
Men
For
go
to get for
about.
this?
I want to have my cotton. I want to have my cotton. I want to have this here. So they
All
start
right, cool.
choosing.
Let's set me up when we have time, huh?
Circumcision God said we should do, is always going to be here. You don't do circumcision here, right? So people go around cutting their ass, cutting their eyebrow for the dead.
So we should do female circumcision as well then?
No, female circumcision is not in the Bible. Again, men invented that. It's not in the Bible.
Not in the Bible.
It's even dangerous.
Very,
it's even
terrible,
painful
man.
for
True.
life. You destroy that child
But
for
there's no
life.
such thing. There's no such thing.
Only men can circumcise.
But
And
even the men you destroy for life.
do you
No,
know?
No.
It's the foreskin. Foreskin, brother.
People do it today. People do it today.
But what's the purpose?
But Patrick. Okay.
No.
For example.
Go on, let man of God. Let man of God.
Okay, for example, if you cut your foreskin, right? Scientifically, it helps you to enjoy sex. Wait, brother, 1 second. Didn't God say be fruitful and multiply? If you don't have the urge to sleep with your wife, how can you multiply and have children like Jacob did?
But what makes you think that people who are not cursed don't have sex or don't
Brother,
have pleasure?
Bible says that the seed of Jacob will be like the sand of the sea. One of the things, brother, 1 second, one of the things that will make us be more than the Arabs, that will make us be more than the white people, is to circumcise our children. So when you enjoy sex, not in pain, when you enjoy sex, right, you'll be able to produce. The more children you, don't forget that the trade of our ancestors, they were rearing flocks and farms. That was the real riches. That was the real wealth.
The sex is not supposed to be for enjoyment.
Brother, wait, if you don't have sex, then
No, listen.
brother,
He said
it's
not for any enjoyment.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if you don't have pleasure in it, you can't multiply.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Bible says, it tells in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, it said be fruitful and multiply. If you don't have sex with your wife, you only have one child, how are you going to multiply?
Man of
What
God.
if you die after you die?
But man of God.
That's what God, yes sir.
You're slightly strained. Answer the question concerning the sacrifice. 'Cause that's what the circumcision. That's where he wants to get.
Okay.
Why is it important?
He's not, he understands that.
Okay.
But he wants to understand that, why should we even circumcise?
Yeah, that's something.
But then
Address
I'm
it.
also giving him.
So do you believe circumcision today as Christians or what?
No, it's biblical. Anything is biblical. You see, I don't tie the laws of God to any religion. Because it says that you have to be on this religion. Because the Muslims too circumcise.
Yeah, no.
understand
So
me?
what I'm saying, circumcision today, oh my days. Circumcision for today, yeah. Circumcision for today, our time. Yeah, you remember Tony, yeah?
Yeah, of course, I've known him before I know you.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him, yeah.
Isn't it, Brother Tony?
Yeah.
We've met before.
Yeah, circumcision as today, is it relevant for today? I think you're trying to be.
Yeah, it is
circumcision.
relevant. Yeah, it is relevant.
As in not for salvation though, is it? Or for hygienic purposes? Or if you're saying it's for hygienic purposes, I can understand. But in regards to salvation, what is your position?
Okay, for example, the Passover.
Yeah.
Right? We are meant to be keeping the Passover, for example, not the Christmas, not the Easter. For you to be able to partake in the Passover, you have to be circumcised. You have to be circumcised. That's law.
Hold on a minute. Let's. I don't want to take. Should I carry on? You sure? Because I'm sure in bringing out these questions, you can get more
I need to
understanding.
have your number too, so we can communicate if you have
You just mentioned that to partake in the Passover, you need to be circumcised. Are you talking literally or from the heart?
There's a heart, okay. When you say, okay, let's use the Bible. When you say for the heart, it's talking about repentance. Don't forget what our people it says here, you stiff-necked. Let's go to 7:51.
Good, you realize you're missing stuff now, yeah? Come on in, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're just here, we're chuckling into something else. Tony, record this. Come on here and record it. Get full record. You good? You good from where you are? Just come near to man of God so you can get every word he said, because I'm going to be asking some questions. So, yeah. All right, man of God.
Because before
Is it recording?
Before the Passover was made, the circumcision has always been there.
But the circumcision usually normally
We dive into that. Let's froze where we are.
No, I'm gonna let you
come
speak.
into the. No, I'm saying let's froze where we are. He's on a different topic about circumcision. So we leave that and later come in.
Okay, when is he gonna dive?
Let's dive in and see where we can go.
All right,
yeah. So man of God.
Yeah, where they don't realize.
What's the subject here, brother?
The subject is he believes that circumcision, for you to partake in the Passover, you have to be literal circumcision, not spiritually. It is man of God. And this is what we're tackling now. So then we can come to our topic. Physical circumcision. Man of God. Man of God.
But it's a righteous way.
And is this guy?
He's just trying to.
All right. Is he Christian?
You're Christian, sir? What's your name?
Yeah, Patrick.
You're Christian?
Yeah.
Never mind. Christian. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah. All right.
So now,
I'm a baby. I'm not aware you're gonna cut my penis. So that's supposed to be some covenant with some God. So what's my say in this?
Wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong.
If you do it when I'm 16, I'm 17.
Yeah, it's
then
wrong.
I can have a say.
Yeah.
Yes or no.
Good point. Good point he made there.
However, Brother Patrick, we don't, because a baby or an adult don't win himself.
Right.
As we say, the Most High can click, he can fall and drop dead.
Yeah.
What matters to the Most High, it says, is will. So let's go to the will of God. Because we have to understand, you have to see the whole Bible as a business plan.
Yeah, but man of God, hold on a minute. Man of God is looking for the text. What this gentleman is trying to find out is, you agree with circumcision, but according to Judaism, circumcision was done for a child. And he's asking you a very valid question. How is that applied to an adult? Remember, you cannot repent if you're a child, because you do not know what sin is.
Yes,
so therefore, are you standing in a position that in Judaism, where they circumcise you as a child, is still valid today, or are you not? This is what we're asking.
Good. Yeah. Let's go to the Bible.
Okay.
It's a good question.
Okay, right. Let's hold that question. Let's stick on that.
Yeah, let's stick on that.
The book of Genesis chapter 17.
Genesis 17.
I will start from, let me just start from
From 5.
verse 12.
Okay, 12.
And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised.
So now, the Most High has given us law, instruction.
What chapter are we on?
Genesis 17, 5 or 12.
Yeah.
12, yeah.
I think there's something in 5 as well.
Yeah, we can start from 5, yeah.
No, you can just check if it's
Neither
not.
shall thy name anymore be called Abraham. That is
Okay.
when you change the name.
Yeah, because that's where it started from, making that, all those covenants, all this from 5 down is covenants.
Yeah.
So Abraham is a man that is righteous, and to be righteous means to obey God, according to the scriptures. Okay.
Right, go on.
Okay. And he that is 8 days old
So this is instruction given to Abraham.
Yeah.
shall be circumcised among you.
Shall be, it has to be done.
Every man's child in your generations.
There you go. Generations.
He that is born
Plural.
in the house or bought with money of any stranger.
Because if you bought somebody with the money those days, they are your property.
Which is
Even if you
not-
marry.
Stop and ask a
Yeah.
question.
So how does it relate to covenant now? Good text. How does it, and this gentleman will benefit from it, how does it relate to covenant with Christ now? For example, if he is not a Christian and he wants to follow God now and be a disciple of Christ, are you suggesting or recommending that he be circumcised as in this order or not, man of God? Address it.
Okay, yeah, we're going to address it. The brother is still reading.
Yeah,
No,
this is an Old Testament text. In New Testament correlation.
The
Go
whole
on.
volume of the book. So we don't take any. If we take anything out from here, it will violate even some of the things in the New Testament.
Yeah, but
Paul
man
would
of
be a
God.
liar.
Can I take
Peter
that
would
with
be a
No,
liar.
but man of God, hold on a
if they
minute.
take everything.
Yeah, but man of God, this what I'll let you in. You know, I always let you in. This is one covenant, man of God. This is a covenant that God made with Abraham. I'm sure you're aware of this.
And
Abraham,
obeyed
hold on.
God.
Abraham was not an Israelite.
Yeah, but okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
You heard me?
Well, yeah, I'm hearing.
Abraham was
Yeah.
not an Israelite.
So what's the question?
He was the father of the nation of the Israelites, right? And later on, the covenant that was made with Israel is a spiritual covenant. Later on, updated through Christ Jesus today. Address it from that point on, man of
And
God.
before you do, can I just get something in there? Look, I'm just trying to. These discussions is for later.
Brother Jacob, you understand what the brother is saying?
Yeah.
If the starting point of circumcision is when you're 8 years old, and so somebody that hadn't been circumcised, how is it justified later on in life?
Brilliant point.
You passed the 8. As a 20, 30-year-old man, you say, oh, you want circumcised from back in the day? Well, you need to do it now.
Brilliant point. Brilliant point, man of
Okay,
God.
we have
Brilliant
to
point.
understand the old
I like West
idea.
Bible study,
It's
yeah.
a good point.
Yeah, good point.
Very brilliant.
Good
We
point,
have
man
to
of God.
understand the old. I mean, the Most High did not just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to have them circumcised. There's
No.
a reason why
Yes,
God do
course.
everything in
Yes,
the Bible.
course. Yes, course.
There's no one thing, not even a dot in the Bible you can find that Most High don't have a reason for that.
Yeah, we
all
agree.
with that.
Agree.
So we stand on that point.
Yeah.
Let's see the reason why the Most High wanted to circumcise. Because don't forget that there
As
were
in
many-
Old Testament dispensation or
the whole
new?
Bible. Was Christ circumcised?
But then after we do
Wait.
the Old Testament,
Was
we then
Christ,
go to the-
Hold on. He's asking me a question.
Now I have to because
Go on, man of God. We'll give you time.
I understand
We'll
your
come to
point.
hear from you,
I
man of
understand
God.
your
We'll speak
point.
one at a time.
Yeah, go
Time
on.
to address it.
Yeah, go on.
But the question I want to ask
Ask
you
me.
before I do it: Did Christ ever sinned?
No.
Let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 15 verse 6.
All right, go on.
Christ did exactly this. What we're going to write here. Christ did the same.
Sir, we're not taking away your conversation.
Not at all.
You will benefit
Trust me,
from
the
what
brother-
we're coming
the
out
brother
with.
is very patient.
Yes,
So
yes,
I've been
yes.
dealing well. We've been
Yeah.
2 hours or 3 hours.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, good, good point.
Genesis, Christ never break no law. We
Yeah.
all agree with
Yeah,
that.
yes, go on,
Great.
go on. Genesis.
15 verse 6.
Yeah.
And he believed in the Lord.
Let's go 2 more verses up. Who is the he? He will tell us.
Right, of course.
The book of Genesis chapter 15 verse 4. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir,
That's Abraham.
but he that shall come forth out of thy own bowels shall be thine heir.
Yeah, the offspring.
And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be.
So shall that seed be Abraham.
And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness.
So Abraham did what everything that Moses said to Abraham to do, Abraham did. Brother, this is for you. Everything, what we just read that everything the Most I told Abraham to do,
He did.
Right? He
Brilliant.
did,
Yeah.
and it counted unto him for righteousness.
Yeah.
Now the question
Jesus
is
was
that,
circumcised, you asked me.
there you go. So who are we following? We call ourselves disciple of who?
Jesus.
There you go.
Christ.
So whatever Christ did, we have to do. Let's
No,
go to the book.
hold on a minute.
No.
No. Man of God. Man, I will always let you finish. Man of God, no. We will always let. Man of God.
Let me stop
Let me make a
Can we
point.
stop agreeing something first?
Man of God. We will always. No. Man of God. Oh my God. Man of God. We will always let you finish. But we're asking questions. Go on. But finish the point. All right, finish the point. Finish the point, man of God. Finish the point. No, let him finish the point, please.
Can we agree and sort of maybe alleviate the time a bit so that...
Yeah, because we're running out of time to get down.
Sometimes when you make a point for 10 minutes, the person might forget what they want to sort of...
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, go on.
So you mean that you want to interject, then you...
Please,
Where it's appropriate,
so we can think.
Not in an interactive way, but...
We're testing the Bible. This conversation is all about testing what he's got and what we've got and see if we can, come to an
So
understanding.
that I don't interrupt you though, but if I can interject
Yeah.
and say...
Okay,
Yeah.
quick interjection, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So can I?
No interruptive way.
No, not interruptive way.
Yeah.
So what my point was, you're saying everything that Jesus do, we must also follow.
Yeah.
But don't forget that Jesus came just at the end of a covenant. He began a new covenant in his blood. Carry on.
We get it.
Just remember
Don't
that.
forget that the new covenant was mentioned in the old covenant that is going to come.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but there was a new covenant in Christ. But carry on.
Yeah, that's right. But we're going to get to everything.
Yeah, well,
but that
yeah.
new covenant was spoken in the book of Isaiah, and it was spoken in the book of Jeremiah. So we have to go back to origin.
That was prophecy, sir. That was prophecy to come.
With the stone of heart turning into...
No.
That's one of them. And again,
Jeremiah,
writing the law in our
what
heart.
Jeremiah, what is that? The stone of heart.
Jeremiah
turning
31. That's
Yeah,
31.
he's talking about the writing of the law in the heart. 31,
You know, they said-
31.
All right, 31, yes.
Yeah.
But of God, with that in mind, you mentioned a point just now that all of that.
The reason why I go to Abraham is this, brother.
No, you quote. No, 1 minute. You quoted that Abraham, all of these men of God, prophet before, prophesy of this new covenant. What I'm trying to bring out to you is they foretell of what was to come. It wasn't that it was going to happen in their dispensation.
I understand,
but
brother.
Christ came in the volume of the book, which means that He bring it to pass. Do you hear me, man of God?
Yeah, one second.
Christ bring it to pass. Go on,
One
girl.
second, but don't forget that in the book of Isaiah is part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Christ is going to come, die for his people, and he's going to resurrect. It's prophesied in Isaiah. Then it says in the last day he will come. It says the slain of the Lord shall be many. That in the book of Isaiah 66, it says the slain of the Lord will be many.
Right.
In the book of Isaiah 63, he actually tells you how he's going to kill people.
All right, go.
Okay.
Correct.
But that is not done yet because we haven't seen Christ since he's gone.
Yeah.
So that's 2 portions Isaiah divided.
Yeah.
So we have to know how to divide the word.
Right, cool.
So,
Man of
Brother
God,
Jacob,
come on in. Yeah.
what I'm trying to start, why we went to Abraham is this, because we're talking about circumcision.
Yeah, of course.
Everything that the Most High told Abraham, from A to Z, he did.
One covenant, though.
So, brother, whether one, in that one covenant, there are many.
There's a lot of other
There is a lot of covenants that Most High gave to Abraham apart from the circumcision.
No, I know this.
Yeah. So we have to keep that. Everything that Abraham did, this is why Abraham. Well, let me finish, brother.
No, I'm not gonna cut you, man. I'm just
This
listening.
is why Christ says that. He says to the Pharisees, he says, Abraham saw my coming and he was glad.
Right.
So Christ is letting you know that he is also following the footsteps of what Abraham did, because Abraham obeyed God and it was counted unto him for righteousness. And we know that Christ never disrespected God. Now the question is that Christ, it was a baby. He didn't have a say too. Yes. But Christ know that must be fulfilled whether he had a say or not.
Okay.
So, because Christ was circumcised in the book of Luke chapter 1, right? Christ was circumcised on the what day? Eighth day. That goes back to
one
who?
thing I want to say.
Abraham.
Abraham. So I'm connecting you that we are still the seed of Abraham. So when he says that we are the seed of Abraham.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So, but don't forget that it tells in the book of Romans chapter 9. Let's go to Romans chapter 9. Oh,
Right,
you have
let's say
something
that.
you want to say?
No, I just want to say Ishmael at 13 years old was circumcised.
13 years old.
No. Yeah, we understand.
Wait,
We're
because
trying
Ben
to.
was talking about the age or something like that.
All right.
about age,
No,
it's
we're
about
trying to bring the correlation with the New Testament covenant.
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to get to. We understand all of that.
And we agree.
The teaching.
And
That
we
is,
agree.
we agree. That is right.
Okay,
We're trying to say, how does that open the door to the New Testament
Okay.
dispensation?
Okay, wait. Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 50 verse 6. I'm saying all these things to say this.
Yes,
I will
man, that's
show
fine,
you.
that's fine.
Because we have to understand one thing, that everything Abraham did, everything all the prophet did, everything Moses did before Christ followed in those footsteps.
Okay,
as well.
okay.
Which is all the righteous thing they do.
All right.
Because we know that some prophet went off, like the priest, like the father of during the time of Samuel. Eli. He went off, but Christ didn't go. He only followed all the righteous things.
Yeah,
they did.
good.
So now, brother saying that, where do I have a say? At what point do I come in? No, I want to do or not. It's not about I want to do. It's about the father of that son obeying God and pass that obedience to the child.
Right.
Because it tells you in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 5, it says, all these commandments that I have taught you, right? You shall teach your children when you go to bed, when you wake up, when you sleep, when you're eating, whatsoever you do, you must teach them. So that's what Joseph did with Christ. So don't forget that Ishmael was the son of Abraham. He could have had a say at 13 years old.
No.
But the father still supersede him.
We agree with that.
All praises to the Most High.
Yeah, open the door now to the new dispensation in Christ.
Yeah,
Now,
that's what
I'm going to show you one more. Then we go to the
And that's fine. That's
then
fine.
we're going to go to the New Testament.
Yeah, that's
Isaiah
fine.
60. I just want to show you that it's all about obedience. Because Peter knows that they have to be circumcised. All the apostles knows it. Let's see one more thing that the apostle, that Christ did and all the apostles followed.
Okay.
Isaiah 50 verse 6. So when Christ circumcised, Christ knew that he couldn't fight for that because he knows that was just his father obeying God.
Okay.
Because if Joseph did not obey God, Christ would be cursed. Because he tells us that I set before you life and death, right? Blessing and cursing. So therefore, choose life that both you and your children, Christ is the son of Joseph, may live. Let's go.
The book of Isaiah chapter 50 verse 6.
Come on.
I gave my back to the smiters.
Christ is foretelling, the prophet Isaiah is foretelling what's going to happen to Christ. He says, I gave my back to who?
Smiters.
The Romans smite Christ, they beat him. So they smite him, that means smite to beat, right?
And my cheeks to them that plucked off the ear.
Now, if you look at a woman's cheek, a woman does not have hair on her cheek, so there's nothing to pluck off. That's to tell you that Christ had beard on his cheek. Like you have beard on your cheek, you have beard on your cheek. He says, I gave my what?
I gave my cheek
I gave my cheek
to them that pluck off the hair.
to them that pluck off the hair. Let's go to
mine.
Let's go to the book of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 27 to 28. Let's see.
Well, you didn't finish, man of God, and I
know. Okay,
I hid not my face from shame and spit in it. Man of God, come on, wind it up. Let him get a full word.
I didn't want to finish it first because
I'm joking.
Brother, I'm doing precept.
Yeah.
When you see something,
Okay.
you need to break it down.
Yeah, I was just joking with him, man.
Leviticus 21 5.
Leviticus 21.
Yeah.
21:5.
21 5, yeah.
So we just come from Deuteronomy 50, Isaiah 50 and verse 6, and then Deuteronomy 7,
Leviticus 19, 27.
1927.
We do Leviticus?
Leviticus 19:27.
27.
Okay, let's have a look.
Leviticus 19.
27. Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm showing you this is to show you that everything that was prophesied that Christ is going to come and do is actually coming from the laws. From the beginning, circumcision, he fulfilled that. That circumcision, as my brother says, he was right. It wasn't even given to Israel at the first. It was to Abraham. But yet, Christ fulfilled it as an Israelite. Because it's a righteous law. Anything that is righteous, head covering is not in. One second, please, brother. Don't interrupt here. Every law. For example, the law of head covering was not an Israelite law. Was a law that was given to.
Silver and gold cannot help you. So if I give you a pound, it's still not going to satisfy your need. Only Jesus can. Only Jesus can satisfy your need.
So it's not about it's only an Israelite law. We know that Israel have law, but there are some things our forefathers have done that are righteous. We have to add it to what we are doing today.
Okay, go on.
So all the things that our ancestors did that were righteous, Christ did everything. Christ didn't say, "Oh, I only come from the seed of Jacob." No, he did what Noah did. He did what Enoch did. He did what Noah did, and he did what Abraham did, Isaac and Jacob did. Christ fulfilled everything. You understand me? Because it's called morality.
Okay.
So just to let you know, there are sacrificial law, there are moral law, civil law, ceremonial law, and dietary law.
So wait. Sacrificial law, civil law, ceremonial law, dietary law, and what?
And
Moral law.
moral law. Fine. So that's fine.
Sacrificial.
That's
Hold on. Sacrificial.
Wait, 1 second. Let's go like this. There's civil law, dietary law, moral law, ceremonial law, sacrificial law.
In that order.
So those are fine. The one that is fulfilled in the law is sacrificial law. So we don't need to sacrifice.
No, we understand that. We understand.
Yeah, I'm just explaining to this brother.
Sorry,
We don't have to sacrifice animal for our sin anymore.
Okay.
But ceremonial law is the Sabbath law and all the feasts. We have to keep it. It's still alive.
Hold on a minute, man of God. You know I will interject. You said ceremonial law, including the Sabbath.
And all the feasts.
There's a big mistake here. Hold on a minute. I will let you in. I will let you in. I will let you in.
This is the interjection.
This is always going to be the interjection.
Yeah.
The ceremonial law never included as in the 10 Commandments Sabbath. Are you referring to that one?
I'm referring to it.
You're referring to the weekly Sabbath?
And more.
Right.
I'm referring to weekly Sabbath. I'm also referring to New Moon. I'm also referring to Passover, the Pentecostal,
That's what I'm saying.
the dedication.
The Sabbaths, as in ceremonial Sabbath, are never the 10 Commandments Sabbath. That is abolished in Christ, not the.
Yes. That's why we need to get the New Testament.
Man of God. We'll let you in.
Yeah.
Just hear my point out and then see if we can address it after the end. What I'm saying, the ceremonial Sabbath, pertaining to when he says new moon and Sabbath, that Sabbath, new moon and Sabbath there, that's a ceremonial Sabbath there, but that's not the 10 Commandments Sabbath.
No,
Okay.
The 10 Commandments has to do with moral law of God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we talk about the sacrificial, ceremonial, 10 Commandments, you talk about dietary laws.
Yeah, I understand.
But you didn't include this. You didn't include the 10 Commandment law.
No, brother.
So you had 5, but let me add to you the 10 Commandment law also.
Oh,
Okay.
six.
So civil, ceremonial, sacrifice, and the 10 Commandment, and the other one you mentioned. What was it?
Okay, brother.
You mentioned and moral. There you are.
Brother.
Moral is the 10 Commandment. That's it.
Yeah, you see? Oh yeah, moral is part
10
of
Commandment.
the 10 it's part of the 10 Commandments.
Yes.
Brother, let me put it this way to you.
Yeah.
When you say 10 Commandments,
Yes.
right? That's not the old law. For example, there's no thou shalt not rape a woman in 10 Commandments.
That's the Moses law. That's the Moses law. No, I'm going to let you carry on. I'm just showing you something. Go on.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
I know it's Moses' law.
Yeah.
But Moses gave, how many laws did he give in the Bible?
613.
So that 613 does not sound like 10.
No, 10 was the divine law that
it's
was given on Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's
When God was giving those law to the people, God says, this is a covenant. I'm going to write them on table of stone. That is a covenant. What Moses written in the book was not a covenant.
Yeah, it's not covenant.
That was for the people at the time.
Okay.
But the 10 Commandment was a covenant.
Context.
You want to
Yeah,
Come on in when you're ready.
What you just said there,
I
brother,
agree.
because when Moses went to the mountain, it was there for how many days? 40 days.
40 days, yes.
Yeah, because 40 days, and the 10 Commandments, the Most High can only write it even in second, maybe in 1 hour, in 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
But it stayed for 40 days.
Yes, that's right.
Because all the Testament, was also a way it was taught, but he has to teach them those Testament to the Israelite. Because if you go into the book of Exodus 24, I believe, or in the book of Deuteronomy, it was explained there. It's just like when
Exodus
you talk about
chapter 24, verse 3 to 8, actually.
Yeah,
I'll read it in a minute.
Because but the basic
You will see
one
that.
is that 10 Commandments.
There you go.
This is why we say that is the primary.
So
Foundation.
Yeah,
All right, go on.
Can I
Yeah.
But it
say
doesn't
this,
include the ceremonial law.
That's what I'm saying.
Are we clear?
There's a difference.
I'm
There's
just
a clear
are we clear
difference.
about that?
No,
Are we
yeah,
clear?
it's a difference.
No,
It's a clear
no,
difference.
no, it's not.
Oh, you're not agreeing?
You're not
No,
agreeing.
because
Okay.
the reason
Go on, let
I
me
have the
finish.
table of all the 613 commandments at home.
Yeah.
I can identify the 10 laws out of the 613.
Okay, they're in there.
They're in
in
there.
there.
They're all in
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
But what I
But-
want to. Okay, but
Go on.
very quickly, what I'm trying to find out is, yeah, they're in there. I agree with that. But are the 10? I'm trying to establish what the 10 are. Are they moral and ceremonial, or are they just moral?
That's correct.
Moral. Good point.
Do they include ceremonial?
Good point.
Let's prove it. Exodus 20. Exodus 20. I will show you what you said is right.
Okay.
It's right actually. Because
He's
when
right.
something's right,
Exactly.
it's right.
You're right. You're right.
You're right, but let's prove it because he
Sure.
includes ceremonial, moral. Brother,
No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right, man. You're right. No, you didn't need to show me. You're right. Go on. I know you're right.
I just want to,
Go on.
you know, it's good to
Yeah.
establish.
All right, cool.
We should establish
Yeah,
what we
good.
say.
Yeah.
Exodus 20, verse. Let's start from verse 1.
Verse 1,
Yeah, because
I do
want to
admire
show
the way
you.
you like to read, though.
Oh, brother,
I like that as well.
It's a blessing when you
sometimes
read.
I'm just thinking for time.
That's why I call him man.
Revelation 1, 3, it says, blessed is he
No,
that
absolutely.
read, that hears, and that do what is in the law.
Yeah, all right, go
So
on.
it's 360
I'm like that. I'm only
blessings.
thinking
Carry
of
on, man
time.
of God.
All praises.
Okay.
So let's go to Exodus
verse
20.
1.
We're going to see, as we go along,
We should
you're going to
have
be
some
seeing moral
Yeah,
law.
I know it's
You're
gonna get
gonna,
dark,
brother,
yeah.
as we go along, you're going to be seeing moral law,
Yeah.
civil law,
Okay.
ceremonial law,
Yeah.
right? Apart from sacrificial
Should
law.
we
is
go
not
under
there.
that light?
But we're going to see. Okay.
Should we grab it quickly before we take it? Somebody take it? Wait, sorry, guys. That's mine. Let's stick it up. Yeah, that's mine. Thank you. Oops, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, that's big. Yeah, thank you.
Okay? Thou shalt not make.
So when it says thou shalt not have any other God before me, what is that saying? Is that a moral law? Is that a civil law? What is it?
That's moral. That's moral.
Correct. That's moral law. And so we see moral law in the 10 Commandments. Let's go.
Yes.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image,
Moral law. We agree with that. Still the same.
or likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth.
No, we agree that is the moral law.
Yeah, but there's more thing we want to bring down.
All right.
There's
Thou
one
shalt
more.
not bow down thyself to them.
Let's
nor-
jump to 7.
7, yeah. Okay, 7, yeah. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
That's a moral law. The third law is moral.
Yeah, of course.
Now let's go to the 8th. The 4th law.
Yeah, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
1. Is a Sabbath day, is it a moral law, civil law, or ceremonial law? Or dietary
It's a
law?
moral law.
It's a civil law.
I would say civil.
No, I'm going to show
sorry,
you why.
It's a ceremonial law. Sorry, ceremonial law. Sorry.
Let me
What's wrong
see,
with it?
yeah.
Ceremonial law.
Yeah.
It's a ceremony.
You think it's a ceremonial law?
Yeah, no,
Why
it's
is
not that I
that?
think. Let's go to the.
Okay, let's establish. You're saying it's a ceremonial law, not civil.
No, yeah, that's what you're saying. But I think it's a moral law. But never mind.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed.
It's a moral and civil.
Yeah,
In
I
the
was
sense
going to say that.
Yeah, it's a moral and civil.
Actually,
Chapter 3.
Genesis 2.
sorry, it's yeah. That's what I was thinking. Why just
It's a
one?
moral and civil, yes.
Isn't it moral and civil? Why is it
That's
just
it.
one?
No, it's only the Sabbath is a ceremonial law. In fact, let's
Go on,
go to
show us that.
23. No,
Yeah, they
let's do Leviticus 33.
Why
No, let's see. No, let's see him. Let's see him. Let's see him break it up. You okay?
Any.
No, your guy, you should bring him back in the middle. Hey, listen, give him some space, man. He's a key in the player. We came over with him, man of God. Sorry, we know our stuff. So put it back in the middle, cause we know our stuff. So he's the one that's learning
I
it.
say it's a ceremonial
Yeah,
law.
go on.
When you do a feast in your home, you call it celebration. The word celebration come out from the word ceremony. So when you celebrate, you having a ceremony of somebody, a memory of somebody that you celebrate.
Yeah.
So the Sabbath is a feast. Leviticus 23:3.
Read it. Let me hear it.
Okay, the book of Leviticus 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done.
6 in fact.
Wait.
Wait a minute, stay there. Stay in
Leviticus,
Stay in Leviticus
Yeah.
and see what it might say
Yes,
afterwards as well.
23,
Yeah.
verse what?
So we get a bit of context.
Leviticus 23, verse 3.
Okay, Exodus 20.
Okay.
Let's read it. Then we will connect it to Leviticus.
All right. Exodus 20. Exodus what now?
Oh, that don't close it.
Yeah, no, we got it. We got it. I'm marking.
20 verse 8. So we're going to connect
20
verse
verse
8
I know
with
you're doing it,
Leviticus
okay.
23.
All right, 20 verse 8.
Yes, please.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy?
23.
Yeah,
No, 20 verse 8.
Yeah.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it
So
holy?
it says to remember
The Sabbath day to keep
like
it
for
holy.
example, people remember their birthday or their marriage, whatever.
Yeah,
they remember,
yeah.
right? But this one is concerning Sabbath. God says to remember. Why did He say to remember? Because He doesn't want you to forget.
Yeah.
Okay. You even see people who celebrate their birthday. I know it's all pagan, but some people forget to celebrate their birthday because they work all day. And now today is
True.
So yeah, God is saying, remember to celebrate what?
The Sabbath.
The Sabbath, to keep it what?
Holy.
Holy. What does holy mean? It means to separate.
Sacred.
So
Sacred.
every day is common. Only one day is separate and special.
Yeah. We with
holy
that.
means special, right?
Yeah.
23 says, and the most they come to.
No, wait. You don't reach that yet. Hold on.
Let's continue reading that 20.
23.
9, 10, and 11. 9 and 10.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor.
6 days, common days are 6 days, right?
And do all thy work.
And all the works, but what?
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord.
So the 7th day is a holy day, is the Sabbath of the Lord.
Thy God.
Thy God.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
Don't do no work, no cooking, no buying, no selling.
Yeah, we understand that. But show us how it's sacrificial. That's the point.
No, it's not sacrificial. It's a ceremony.
Right, yeah, show us how it's ceremony. Show us how it is ceremony. Yeah, go on.
Okay, but just continue. There's something in
But in the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord, thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. Verse 11. For in 6 days
that's the 10 Commandments, sir.
We know, but we're showing you in the 10 Commandments. It has ceremonial law, it has moral law, it has civil law.
No. You mix it up.
Brother, let us finish. You have asked us question. Let us address it, please. Okay. Because
you asking the wrong question.
No. We're not asking the wrong question because the brother says something, right? That all this law that we have in 613 law, I'm trying to prove it to him that 10 was taken out of it.
Understand that?
No, but how can we prove it if we have to read it to prove it, brother? We read to prove things.
I'm showing. I want to know where the Sabbath is a ceremonial law. That's what I'm asking.
So, but if I prove it to you,
and I'm still trying to get to the New Testament as well, brother.
But
brother, I could say anything, but I have to back it up.
All right, let him carry on. All right, we listen.
What you're saying is right.
All right, we listen.
Okay.
All right, we listen.
That 613 law, 10 was taken and was made as the basic.
That's right.
What we should follow.
That's right.
So let's go to Leviticus now. Leviticus 23:3.
Yeah.
Send me a copy of that. What you say I have at home. The narrative of the sacrificial. Send it to me. And picture. You got my number. Yeah. Go on.
Good point.
Leviticus 23, verse 3. 6 days shall walk the gun.
Repeating again the same thing in Exodus 20 and 8.
For the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
What did they call it?
Holy convocation.
Only convocation, only gathering. So when you gather is when you celebrate, right? Continue.
Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord.
That's correct.
In all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord.
These are the what?
The feast of the Lord.
What?
Feast of the Lord.
Feast is celebration. So that is to tell you that the Sabbath law is a feast. When we are taking a feast, the royal family, they take feast. It means they're celebrating one thing or the other. So that means to tell you that the Sabbath law is a ceremonial law. Because without the word ceremony, you won't have celebration.
All right, wait a minute.
Understand what I mean
wait a minute. Can I ask a question now?
Yes, of course.
Right. We've just discovered the ceremonial aspect of the Sabbath. How does that relate to the Sabbath of the 10 Commandments? Hold on a minute. You've explained that the Sabbath there, as described there, is a ceremonial law. We understand that clearly. But how is it related to the moral law of the 10 Commandments? Hold on a minute. That law that you describe in Genesis 2 verse 2, it says, it says, on the 7th day God ended all his work.
Yes.
That is the Sabbath. That is the 10 Commandment moral law.
Yeah.
That one that you mentioned is the ceremonial Sabbath. But the 10 Commandments Sabbath is written in Exodus, Genesis 2 verse 2.
Rested. The 7th.
The word rested. That is ceremonial, but I'm talking about the 10 Commandments Sabbath.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You see what you just quoted now, down there, as a day to worship him, as a day that is holy. Although every day we worship God, but there's one day you say, oh, you worship me every day, but only one day I will bless you.
All right, man of God. Can I come back?
That blessing will last you for the whole 7 weeks. You do it again, it will last you for the whole 7 weeks.
Okay, wait a minute.
Perpetual.
Are you also saying that it's
Let's
only...
go to the perpetual ordinance.
No, wait, before you go further. Go on, you go.
I'm just wondering, are you also saying that, because you said that God blessed that day and we can worship every day, but you're saying that in the worshiping every day we will only be particularly blessed on the seventh day?
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Okay. It's not that God, you see, when
so
God...
will not be blessed on the other days?
No, I'm not saying you will not be blessed.
For
you see, for example, God says that we should walk the land for 6 years.
Yeah.
Then we should not do another, on the 7th year we should not do. That is saying in that 6 years, it will bless us so much that it will last for the 7 years.
Okay.
So if God bless you today, that blessing will last for the whole 7 days.
Okay.
So that's how God operates.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sure. Let's come to this.
So we all agree on that, right?
Yeah, we agree.
Ceremonial law, right? All praises to
Genesis 2 verse 2.
Okay.
That law, was ceremonial and also moral. That's what we were saying.
I'm saying
moral in the sense of the 10 Commandments. Now hold on. The ceremonial law is abolished in Christ, but the 10 Commandments stands today.
No, come on, bro.
Let's find what you just said. Let's find out.
Let's explore that.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, let's explore that.
Wait. What? No, it's what I just asked you a question.
Okay.
What you saying now? Let's address.
Yeah, go on.
Let's see if that law was abolished after Christ died.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So let's go to the book of.
Okay. You're saying neither was abolished?
No, we don't believe it's abolished. We believe because, in fact, let's go to where God says it's perpetual. Exodus 35, 31. 15,
No, as
wait a minute.
Right, you both all Christians, right?
Yeah.
We are Israelite. We don't call ourselves Christian, but the brother does. Because Christian, to me, why we don't call ourselves Christian? We could accept in some certain sense, which means anointed. At the end of the day, Mr. is not a name. Israel is a name, and it's a God-given name. So we cannot be putting a name that was attached to us as a title by man. Because Antioch, the Greek, call us Christian, but God did not call us Christian. Anointed is all over in the Bible. David anointed, Saul anointed, Paul anointed.
Again, I have to say, seeing as you said that, I know we might go off a bit, seeing as you said that, that's where you stop short in the Old Testament and don't deal with the New Testament.
But
I'm saying to deal with that bit, then you have to go into the New Testament. Because you're right about what you said, but that's if you stop short of the Old Testament and don't take in account what's going on in the New Testament regarding that name. Because remember last week I said I'm looking at Pete and I'm looking at certain stuff, and I was trying to say that they haven't flung it out the way you have. I understand the context in which it came, that they said, oh, those are Christians. But remember, I was trying to give you the context of not being ashamed to be persecuted for Christ or being called by his name.
Good point.
I looked at certain scriptures where it's mentioned 3 times, and also specifically when Paul was talking to Agrippa, and he said, you're almost persuading me to. What I'm trying to say, you can look in the New Testament, they clearly didn't reject the word, even though it came late in the
Good point, man.
They didn't reject the word at all. Not only did they not reject it, they accepted it.
And it brings conviction.
Peter said, if you suffer, if any man suffers as a Christian,
that's the clue.
If any man suffers as a Christian, be happy. When I say be happy and joyful.
And it brings conviction.
So I'm trying to say, you can't throw that the way you're doing if you don't stop short of the Old Testament.
I'm not going to 100% throw it out.
Yeah.
Because I said to you that I'm an Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, I understand.
If you call me a Christian, I know what point of view you're
I know you said that from
me. But the brothers who don't know me, when they call me Christian, as this brother, I have to explain to him.
I have no problem with that.
That's fine.
Because he doesn't know me.
I have no problem with that.
Can I come back in?
No, 1 second. I just want to answer you. You know me that I'm an Israelite, but as a title, for example, I'm called Mr. I'm called Mr. Right? Joseph. I'm not called Mr.
Yeah.
You understand? Even Christ is Christ. He also has a name you call Jesus or Yahweh Shai, ancient Hebrew. So behind every title there is a name. Queen. That we have so many queens in the world. Once again. If you say Messianic, that's the Jewish, that's a religion.
It's Hebrew Israelite.
We don't do religion.
I know people want to break down some religion.
Messianic means
it's a good question.
Messianic.
All right.
It's a good question. No,
that's one we are.
I know he's got a good question.
Yeah.
That's the one we are. We are Hebrew Israelites.
Man of God.
Hebrew Israelites.
But when you allergy guys,
let me close this point. He's got a good question, man of God, and you need to address it.
No,
so what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this point. No, because I can see you got more questions. We're going to close this point on the Sabbath, and then we'll let him come in. Just so that everybody can benefit. So let me close this point. Let me just show some, man of God, 1 minute. Let me just show you something. The Sabbath, listen to this. The Sabbath as mentioned there, that we mentioned in Leviticus 23, in the ceremonial law, that is the Sabbath that Paul's talk about. One new moon and another,
that's
one
right.
Sabbath to another.
That's right.
I'll let you, man of God. That is the Sabbath he's talking about. But as pertaining to the 10 Commandments Sabbath, in the 10 Commandments, that's another Sabbath. That's a weekly Sabbath. So a lot of people need to get this understanding. There's a weekly Sabbath 7th day, you rest on the 7th day.
Yes.
And then a ceremonial Sabbath. This is where the Apostle Paul says, let no one judge you in meat or drink or new moon or the Sabbath.
Right.
So there's a ceremonial Sabbath and there's a weekly Sabbath. But come in now, man of God.
Let's address what you said.
Can we pause that and you want to answer that and then we take him in?
We're going to address what you just said.
And then take him in, yeah?
Because when Paul says, let no man judge you.
In new moon?
Right?
Yeah, go on.
New moon or Sabbath or eating or something.
New moon or Sabbath. That is a ceremonial Sabbath, not the Ten Commandments. But
Again,
never mind.
I'm going to put something as foundation before I explain that.
Yeah.
Sure. For us to be able to break down the New Testament, we must understand the history that
behind
is in
it.
Old Testament.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
Yeah, we agree.
The breaking down of the of the New Testament must come from the New Testament.
We agree.
So let's go to where Paul is telling people not to, about the offering, the new Sabbath.
Moon and Sabbath, yeah. That's the ceremonial he was telling him about.
It's also ceremonial. Let's go see why did he say so.
Yes, of course.
So let's go to Ezekiel.
So let's let's crack it.
Ezekiel chapter 47, right? 45:17. Ezekiel 45:17.
No,
we're going to go to Ezekiel 45:17. We're going to see where Paul got that from, because Paul is not making words up. No. He's speaking in the spirit of the Most High. He said in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1. He says, "Be ye followers of me, even as the follower of Christ." That means whatever Christ did, Paul did. So Paul was not making anything up. That's just that people don't understand Paul. This is why Peter says that people who don't have the understanding of the scripture, they wrestle because they don't have the understanding of what.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm with you. I'm just
We are the book of Ezekiel.
So we're not just going to go to Paul, we're going to do as Paul did. He went to Ezekiel.
Absolutely.
So we are now the Paul.
We're there.
Yeah. Ezekiel 45:17.
Yeah. I got some.
Oh, you want me to?
You want fisherman's friend, sweet?
Say again?
Fisherman's friend, sweet.
Oh, no, I got one, No,
Fisherman's friend?
No, I'm good.
Sorry,
that, mint?
the one.
Is that a
Yeah.
minty thing?
It's like a minty thing.
Right, yeah, I
You
got
good?
it.
Yeah.
I just had
All
it,
right. All right, go for it, gentlemen. Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay,
He's
we're
gonna
waiting
close.
for
Yeah, conclude. Yeah.
Ezekiel 45:17.
Yeah.
And it should be the prince's part
It shall be the prince's part
to give burnt offerings
Don't forget the Solomon portion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and meat offerings and drink offerings.
So this were coming from Leviticus law. Ezekiel is establishing the same thing.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
In the feast and in the new moon.
In the feast. So feast.
And there.
In the new moon.
Wait, 1 second. Don't just let us overlook the words.
yeah.
Feast, ceremony, celebration, feast.
In the new moon.
New moon, which is
And
ceremony,
in Sabbath.
and in Sabbath,
Okay.
and in
In
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
So it didn't just stop with new moon; it also continued to Sabbath as well. New moon, Sabbath, and all those.
Because new moon
the
is
ceremonial
a
law.
Sabbath
That, yeah, no,
New
that,
moon
that's
is a
not
Sabbath
the. No,
also.
wait. No, yes, yeah, I understand it.
New moon is a Sabbath.
Let me break that down. New moon is a Sabbath as it relates to celebration Sabbath. I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, it's all under
It's like, to break it on our term, it's like bank holiday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's how the new moon becomes a Sabbath. Hold on, I'm just saying. No, it's layman term. It's layman term.
yeah.
It's like bank holiday,
Yeah, so
which
go
is a day you get off.
Yes, you just had
But
one.
what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say to them, that was a ceremonial Sabbath. Gentlemen,
Listen to this.
are you hearing me? That's like a bank holiday. But what I'm saying to you, that was a ceremonial Sabbath, not the Sabbath according to the Ten Commandments, where it's written, and God rested on the 7th day from all his work.
Not that one.
Genesis 2 verse 2, what we quoted. On the 7th day, listen, God rested from all his work. But in the commandment, it says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Listen, 6 days you shall work, and the 7th day is the Sabbath.
Okay.
Notice the difference. In Genesis 2 verse 2, he said on the 7th day, God ended his work. But in the commandment,
No. On the 6th day.
no, read again. He's gonna find it. Genesis 2 verse 2. Wait a
He
minute.
rested on 7th.
Wait, read the text. It's not my word. Read it.
Okay, Jenny, can read
He
it.
didn't
Read
rest
again.
He didn't
No, wait a
finish his
minute.
work on the 7th. He
No,
finished on the 6th.
listen, read again.
Genesis chapter
2 verse 2. Read. Listen.
Bring it out.
And on the 7th day,
And on the 7th day,
God ended his work
That's what I just
wait,
said.
1 second.
which he had made,
1 second.
and rested.
On the 7th day.
That's what
I said.
Wait, 1 second. 1 second.
Go on.
1 second.
Yeah.
Because we need to understand how the day starts.
No.
No, but
My point was,
Let's stick to the point.
No. Let me address it. There's a way the day starts. Okay? The day does not start 12 a.m. in the morning. It starts from when sun goes down. Okay, this is a day, right?
Yeah.
A new day starts from now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
But you call this day Sunday.
I know this man of God.
But let's go to Exodus 20 and 8.
No. I was only saying to you, oh my goodness. I was just saying to you that God say on the seventh day, God ended his.
Come on.
Because I want us to feast on it for a while instead of jumping.
Listen.
We want to close it to let you in, but it's controversial. Don't go, please. Give us some time. We're going to let you time, but we want to hear your question. But go on. Let's want it. No, we want him to get a question. You want to stop this one? I can come in later. Man of God. No, let me stop this. Man of God, I can put you on pause. Man of God, we can pause this. All right. Finish it.
We have to let everybody see.
All right.
One of you guys can finish.
Exodus.
Don't go.
No, stick around.
Exodus 20. I want to show you that you
when
have
he comes
to
back,
end your work on the 6th day. Because if you go to the 7th day, it's a breaking of the law. Let's get it.
Yeah, but you do it. But God said, "I ended my work on the 7th day."
What did he say to
You get it?
I know. Yes, I know. He just read what you
God
said.
as a law.
Exactly.
Let's see what he gave us as a law. He said we should remember.
Can I just say something?
Okay, let me read this then.
All right.
I just want to show you the 6th day. The 6th day is very important. If not, we've been doing it wrong.
Verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
Remember the Sabbath day.
To keep it holy.
Holy.
9, 6 days shall thou labor.
7 days.
6 days shall thou labor.
8 days.
6 days shall thou labor.
6 days we shall labor.
And do all thy work.
Remember to labor for 6 days and do all your what?
I'm saying God
And what happened on the
ended his
7th
work
day?
on the 7th day.
But the 7th day is what?
It's the Sabbath of the Lord.
No, it's the working of the Lord.
The Sabbath of the Lord.
It's the labor of the Lord.
No, it's wait.
Sabbath of the Lord. Sabbath means rest.
One second.
It means the day when God ended his work. I just read it.
Can I get in? It says, and on the 7th
Listen.
day, he rested from his
Coach where you
on the 7th day.
Genesis 2 verse 2.
That's what he said.
That's what I was saying all along.
7th as
But what
opposed
did
to
God
6.
tell us?
But
God
in the
rested
command,
on the 7th
hold on,
day.
listen.
What did he tell us
Listen
to
again.
remember here?
The 6th day. But he finished his work on the 7th day.
But he said, okay, brother, fine.
Let's make
But he's telling us, but what is the instruction he's giving? Leave
Work
God alone.
6. All
We are
right.
not God.
All right,
So
cool.
let's
Leave God alone. All right.
What did he tell us?
No, it's fine.
Right? Is what we need to follow. You know, God can kill,
Man of God,
can raise up.
don't forget, look on the card I gave you. I'm a Sabbath keeper. Look on the church I gave you. I'm a Sabbath keeper, so don't.
I know,
I am a Sabbath keeper.
I've seen that,
We're just
brother.
exploring that. We're just
I've seen
exploring
that,
that.
but we have to
But
prove
anyway,
that.
where's the gentleman? I didn't
Don't
want
worry,
him
he's
to go.
making God. Don't worry, bro. It doesn't matter.
Move on to the. Let's move on to the. All right, let's move on now.
Okay.
But few are choosing.
Because we
All
still
right,
want to
carry
get to the New Testament.
Yeah, let's move on now, gentlemen. Move on, yeah.
Now we have to go
Move
back
on.
to Ezekiel.
The New Testament.
The doors of the New Testament, yes.
We have to
Let's open the door. Let's open the
We
door.
did this last week and we didn't open it.
Let's go for Ezekiel where Paul was quoting new moon and feast day. Because
You just gave us that.
No,
we
we
gotta
don't
get to the
finish
New
it.
Testament.
All right,
Because
go on.
there's something that's connecting that we
All right,
just
go on.
overlook.
Really, wait on. Yeah, go on.
We just overlook.
All right,
But at
okay.
some point we got to get to the New Testament because I don't want it to
We are
end
in the
without
New
us getting
Testament. We just want to go to where Paul is quoting from.
All right, go on.
So let's agree on that.
Ezekiel chapter 45:17. And it should be the
Don't go too
priest's
fast.
part to give burnt offerings
Give burnt offerings.
and meat offerings and drink offerings in the feast of
Stop. Feast again means to celebrate or ceremony. That's what feast means. You can Google it right now. That is synonymous. Okay, feast means to celebrate.
feast.
Celebration. If you look at the origin or the etymology of the celebration or celebrate, it comes from ceremony. Cell memory. We have cell. Don't we have cell in our body?
Yeah.
Cell memory.
The non-Israelites.
That's the
We
devil.
have brain cell, right?
We'll reach him in a minute.
We look up words as well. So feast means to
happened last week.
celebrate.
We're not gonna get there before we
Make a
finish.
ceremony.
Yeah,
We're going to talk for 4 hours, but we're not going to get there.
All right.
in the new moon.
So is a feast there is what is connecting the new moon with what?
So that's Ezekiel 46.
Ezekiel 45:17.
17.
There's a word.
Ezekiel 45:17.
There's a word that is connecting the new moon
Yeah.
and the Sabbath together.
Okay.
The word is the Let's say it. Look at the word that is connecting these two things together.
In the feast.
The feast.
And
celebration.
in the new moons.
And in the new moon.
And in the Sabbath.
Okay. In the Sabbath.
Right.
So the feast
we
is
get that.
connecting the new moon. Let's finish. You
I
see
get
what
that. The
it's
new
saying now?
moon is connecting the new season.
Yeah, you go.
In all
ceremonies.
solemnities
In all solemnities
of the house of Israel,
he
shall prepare the sin offering,
sin offering,
and the meat offering,
and the meat offering,
and the burnt offering,
and the burnt offering,
and the peace offering, to make reconciliation for the house of Israel.
So reconciliation means what? What does it mean to reconcile?
Bring it together.
Bring it back.
To
Bring
get
back.
again.
Bring back.
Again at the end. Bring back again. That's what it means.
Appease God.
Yeah, you have to
Appease.
put the word again.
To appease. It means to appease.
Re means to repeat.
So that means it was
lie,
there when we
respond.
moved away from
Right.
Yeah, it's
Bring
appease
back
God.
again.
It's designed to appease.
At what point do you bring somebody back again? They
When
must
they gone
have been with
astray.
you in the first place
Yeah, and they
before they
gone.
went astray.
Yes.
That's why you bring back again.
Okay.
Reconciliation.
Thank you, man of God. Let's move on now to the next
now
topic.
let's move on
Open
to-
the door to the New Testament.
Paul, now let's connect
He's just
that
gonna
to-
call as we open the door to the New Testament.
I know.
God.
Brother.
Yes, sir.
No, when we go to the New Testament,
Yes, sir.
but there's something I still want to read in the book of Numbers,
Yeah.
chapter
I'll be back in
20,
a minute.
verse 4.
Yeah.
Because during the time of Moses, on every Sabbath, there's a lamb they have to sacrifice.
That's correct.
You know, and when they sacrifice it
On the Sabbath?
on the Sabbath, yeah. You know, why did they say
Numbers
about
28:4.
It's for
Numbers?
Numbers chapter 28 verse 4.
28 verse 4.
Now we
All
start
right.
from
Preparation,
Numbers
28:4. Read it. Let me hear it.
Yeah, okay, I'm present from 9.
Or do you want me to read it?
And on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs of the first year. You know, that is on the Sabbath day. It's not on the new moon day.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say to you,
Yeah.
there's a ceremonial Sabbath and there's a weekly Sabbath.
Yeah, but they all
Hold on a minute.
that
No,
ceremony.
wait.
They're all under the feast.
Wait a minute. The ceremonial Sabbath,
Yeah.
when Christ came and he died on the cross, he took away the ceremonial Sabbath day.
No.
Wait a
In
minute,
fact,
gentlemen. Wait a minute.
Brother,
Wait a minute. It is called by the Jews the high day Sabbath. High day Sabbath.
Wait,
But
okay,
hold on.
sorry.
But the weekly Sabbath, if you look at Luke 23 and verse 56. Wait a minute.
No,
If you let me finish. Let me finish.
It's taking out.
Yeah, good man. Thank you for that. Let me finish. I just want to record. Yeah.
It's okay.
Look at Luke. Look at Luke 23. Luke 23. I'll show you something.
is under the Sabbath.
No, wait a minute, man of God. We'll get you in, man of God. We'll get you in. My guy run off and he's gone to answer his call when he should be here in this. But never mind, he missed this one. Luke 23, verse 56.
I'm looking for my work.
Your what? You found it. Luke 23, verse
56. Read on.
Luke 23, verse 56.
Yeah?
And they returned and prepared spices and ointments and rested the Sabbath. And rested the Sabbath day according to the commandment.
Right. So here is telling you, 56 is telling you here that the commandment Sabbath 56 it says 23:56. Did I say?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it says. Yeah. So what it's actually telling you here that the sacrificial Sabbath, as mentioned, that you read out in the text, new moon and Sabbath, that was taken abolished by Christ when he died on Calvary's cross. But you realize that the disciples straight after that Sabbath, which was the high day Sabbath, they went and prepared spices and rested on the weekly Sabbath now.
Yeah, what is
according
the
to the
Sabbath?
Sabbath?
When they say rested,
The weekly Sabbath, weekly Sabbath.
Sabbath.
So there's so what I'm trying to show you, there's a weekly Sabbath and there's a ceremonial Sabbath.
Yeah.
The ceremonial
They're all under
Sabbath.
the feast.
Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, hold on. The ceremonial Sabbath is when the priests had to offer the sacrifice, as you mentioned in Leviticus. But the weekly Sabbath is the day when God rested from his work. Genesis 2 verse 2. Do that make sense?
God
makes
rested,
sense.
but what was the instruction he gave to us? We know that God rested,
What I'm
but
saying-
what was
so
the
what I'm saying
instruction God gave to us to remember what?
The Sabbath day to keep it, and
How
that's the
many
weekly
days?
Sabbath.
Brother, from our labor for how many days?
6 day
6
labor.
days. He didn't
and
say
the-
7, remember? But he said, then he said on the
rested on the seventh day. God
we
ended
should
his work.
Exactly. So God rested in his work, but he gave us something to remember. So there's something, there's an man of God. There's an instruction we need to follow. We are not God. We are not sitting on his throne. We are his children, right?
Yes.
He gave us an instruction, regardless of what he did. This is the instruction for the children. For example, when I used to be little, one second. When I used to be little, when I used to be little, my dad has a law for himself in the house. When he's watching TV at night, we need to be in bed. You see, that is the time we watch. So God has a law for himself, and he gave us also a law we need to follow. We cannot mix it up.
Because my father walked always. There's a scripture I can't remember.
My father is always walking. Yeah, that's in the book.
And I also work.
And also work.
That's in the book.
It means that he didn't actually rest on the seventh day, really.
Yeah, but this is why I said Sabbath is only made for man.
Yeah, but you're missing my point, gentlemen. I'll say it again.
Because God is always working.
I'll say my point again, gentlemen.
Yeah.
There's a difference between ceremonial Sabbath, the ceremonial Sabbath. Hear what the word of God said to the children of Israel. Yeah? On the 14th day of Nisan, 14 at sunset, it will be a Sabbath to you. It doesn't mean a weekly Sabbath.
Yeah, it is. It says 7 days. Wait, brother, how many days do you have in a week? 7.
Wait, so man of God, you teach.
If 7 days is a week, brother, let me explain this. If 7 days is a week, how does it not mean weekly Sabbath? We have new moon Sabbath, right? Those are monthly. Those are monthly. Yes,
the word moon. You're right. That's monthly.
So then we also have weekly Sabbath.
Yes.
We have 7.
I'm going to give you a
one second. We have 7 days in a week.
Yeah.
That means we have weekly Sabbath. We're giving 7 days, 6 days work, 7 day rest. That's weekly. Then we also have the new moon, which is also considered as a Sabbath. Then we also have what? We also have the shalom, brother. We also have the 7 year, brother. We have brother.
Just come.
In other words, the new.
How is it? I've been all right.
The other word, the new moon Sabbath means the 30-day Sabbath.
Okay.
So we have the 7 day Sabbath.
Say that again. The new moon Sabbath.
New moon means every month.
Okay.
So we have 30 days in the month according to the Bible. But let me finish this point. Now we also have a Sabbath that we call the 7-year Sabbath. Okay. Right or wrong? 6 years you plant. On the 7 years, you let the land right. It's no.
What is the 7-year Sabbath? Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Can I come in? Okay.
Then, 1 second. This is the last one. Then we also have 7 times 7, which is 7 times. We have 7 times 49. We have
749.
Yeah, 749. We have the Jubilee Sabbath. Yeah. So we didn't just only have 7 weeks Sabbath.
57.
Yes. Regardless, whatever week or month we attach to this thing, it's still called the Sabbath of the feasts.
All right. Can I come in?
Because it's a ceremony.
Can I come in?
It's celebration.
Can I come in? Wait. Listen to this point. Listen to the point.
You get my point, right?
Yeah. But what we disagree on, man of God, and it's not a bad disagree. I'm showing you my angle.
Yeah. We just get sharing.
I'm saying to them, there's a ceremonial Sabbath and there is a weekly Sabbath.
And they're different.
And they are different. In Luke 23, in Luke 23 verse 56, I clearly read it here. It says here,
Luke 23,
56. Here it says, here, man of God, read it for yourself. Yeah. And they returned and prepared spices and ointment and rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment.
So that was, okay, explain.
Wait, I'm going to explain. Wait a minute, gentlemen. Can I just clear my point and I will let you in?
Explain.
I will let you in.
Yeah.
Notice, they rested first. This is after the crucifixion of Christ.
Yes.
Now, the date for the crucifixion of Christ is considered to be a Sabbath, but it's a Passover also.
Yes, it definitely
Wait a minute, man of God. You hear my point? Just digest this, and after you can come in, yeah?
No, I'm agreeing.
So that Passover was a Sabbath, but it was a Passover Sabbath. But here the disciples, after the crucifixion of Christ, which means that they fulfilled that Sabbath already because they gone and be with Jesus at his crucifixion.
Yes.
But they return and prepare spices, which was a day after. Jesus was crucified on Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday, and then the day after now, the day following the crucifixion,
Thursday.
They return and prepare spices, and they rested on the weekly Sabbath now.
Yes.
This is the 7th day of the week.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
According to the commandment.
Yeah.
I'm saying to man of God. But that is to tell you that the 10 Commandments Sabbath and the sacrificial Sabbath, when the apostle talk about new moon and Sabbath, this is two different Sabbaths.
Yeah, they're different. They're different. Are we agreed? Are we agreed?
Wait.
No, you don't have to. I'm just asking.
No, I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
What he's saying is right, but for us, when you're talking about the Passover, for us to be able to clear that point, we need to go into the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 23.
You can.
Yeah, let's go to Leviticus 23.
Look at it.
Is he going to say something different?
No, wait.
He's right,
Listen,
but it's not 100% right because it's
Leviticus 23.
But 1 second, would you agree that that's Sabbath for the Passover Sabbath?
The weekly Sabbath and the new moon Sabbath, they always clash sometimes.
There you go.
Would you agree that? Would you agree that it's a Passover?
What did you say?
So because there's a time whereby the weekly Sabbath and even the new moon Sabbath they always clash together, and even yearly.
Can we close that point?
One second. There is a time yearly. Once again, brother is fine. There's a yearly that even the weekly Sabbath, the new moon always also clash with the Passover.
All right, gentlemen.
Now let's go to Leviticus.
No.
But one last thing though, are you agreeing that?
We can talk again.
Yeah.
Listen, we can talk again. We understand.
Yeah, we're not finishing. We're not finishing. We're carrying on.
We will pick up again. We are studying.
You know we're going to be long. We're going to this is ongoing.
Can we just read one verse?
No,
it's ongoing.
we can pick that again. Man of God.
Stop. It's not the end, though.
Man of God.
Look,
we can pick that again.
1 second, brother. 1 second.
All right, go on.
You just made a claim. And you asked me, do I agree with that?
Yeah.
I said, I don't 100% agree with that.
Okay, but we can deal with that disagreement out. Yeah.
Wait, we cannot do it another time because if you didn't ask the question another time, that means I have to answer it now.
Yeah, but you do realize we'll be going for the next 2 hours.
Okay, that's it.
Wait, 1 second.
Okay,
Brother, why you guys scared of one verse?
No, because you talk long. We all talk long.
We talk long.
Yeah.
Brother, will give us that 1 minute.
No, I don't want to.
Can you please give me 1 minute to read the verse? Let's go read the verse of the Passover. Let's go, brother. We're not going to run away from this.
We're not running away, man.
Okay. Let's go. Let's
go. We phone you today and say we're coming down.
Last week.
Yeah, of course.
We talked this
Why
week.
are we running away? We can meet again.
Okay,
this guy just walked in. Let's get his question.
Let me say this.
This one.
Let's go be true. No, bro, we're not going to phrase it because he asked me that question. That question needs to be answered.
Yeah, but you can answer after his question.
No, I cannot.
Wow.
Why do we want to believe in have things done, have things done? Bible says, let all things be done in decency and in order.
Right, go for it.
It is orderly.
We're not going to talk.
Answer you.
We're going to let you carry on and then close the point.
Okay, where do you want me to read?
Leviticus 23:23. Because what the prophet says is right, but there's something that is we have to think about because the Sabbath sometimes always falls into the time of new moon, and also yearly it also can fall into the time of the Passover, which you mentioned. And I agree with you. But let's prove that to make sure that it's still under the feast. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
The book of Leviticus chapter 23 verse 23.
Start from 22 so we know who's
22,
talking.
yeah.
Who's talking?
And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean radiance.
Okay, harvest of the land
of the corners.
Yeah, John 2:23 to 24. Yeah.
Okay. 23.
Yeah.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
So Lord speak to Moses saying what?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
The children of the world.
Israel.
Yeah. To do what?
Saying, in the 7th month.
In the 7th month.
In the 1st day of the month. Shall ye have a Sabbath?
Shall ye have what?
A Sabbath.
A Sabbath. Why?
A memorial blowing of the trumpet.
A memorial means forever.
Yeah.
A memory. So but
what kind of Sabbath?
It's a ceremonial Sabbath.
It's a ceremonial Sabbath.
There's a difference between the 7-day Sabbath, sir, of the 10 Commandments.
Wait, this is what I just said to you. There are some times whereby the Sabbath, the 7th, brother,
I understand that.
But let me reiterate it so you can understand. Because there are some times that the 7-day Sabbath falls on the new moon Sabbath.
I understand
you
that.
You have to celebrate the both together, and also yearly, which is what we just read. There is a time whereby some years whereby not only the 7-day Sabbath fall on the new moon Sabbath, it can also fall on the Passover, which is also a Sabbath. So you have to celebrate those 3 Sabbaths as one.
All right. Okay.
But one must supersede the one that you must not work. Right? You must not do any server work. Meaning server work means anything that pleases your flesh or sexual things and all those. You have to keep and dedicate it for God. Because why? There's a blessing in it. As they always say, that don't let the water in the coconut go because there's a blessing in it. In fact, is that not what they always say?
Are you Jamaican?
No,
you're Jamaican.
We all want Jacob according to the Bible. Because
it's coconut water.
Yeah, because we use coconut more than Jamaica, bro. Trust me, man. Because even in the coconut, the water in the coconut is more richer than the coconut itself.
Find the point now, gentlemen. That's it. Final. Thank you.
We're not done, you know. We're just done for now.
We're not done. We're just closing that point. Come on, gentlemen. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Tendai, come on in. Throw in your question.
You asked the question. It's very important. You remember?
Remember the question? Yeah, and the question you asked.
You asked, do they believe in Jesus?
Yeah, go on.
No, we have. Well, Bible. I don't know if it's against religion, but title.
1 minute. When you finish, yeah.
It's just title. So you know what I mean by messianic.
Yeah. Exactly. What did you say? It's a title, right? You just said.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
title.
Christianity is a title. Islam is a title.
Yes.
Messianic Judaism, they're all titles.
So is Hebrew Israelite.
Yes, that's right. It's a title.
Okay, let's prove it if it's a title, brother. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. You say it's the Hebrew Israelite is a title. Okay, we're gonna see that if it's a title.
The book of
Jacob was called Jacob by his mother and his father, right? So let's see what God says.
Genesis 32:28.
What do they believe
And
in
he
Jesus?
said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
That title.
No more Jacob.
That title.
There's no more Jacob.
So the name is a name. It's not a title.
Yes, no more Jacob. But it doesn't say you're now a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay, start it again.
Now Israel.
And
No,
he said,
You're not a nation.
No, brother. Wait
You're
a second.
Israelite.
Wait,
It's a title.
Wait, it's not. I will tell you it's not.
and he said, thy name
And also
shall
titles
be
can
called
sometimes
no
be
more
names.
Jacob,
That name shall be called no more Jacob,
but Israel.
but Israel.
For as a prince has thou power with God
With God.
and with men, and has prevailed.
Before I say anything, let's hear what Christ says. 1 John 47. So God is saying one place that the name of Jacob will never be called Jacob no more. Now you're going to be called Israel. But now let's see what Christ says, because he says the word Israelite is a title. Now let's see what Christ says from the red letter from the mouth of Christ himself. So let's see what he called the Israelite. If you follow the same technique or the same way God called Jacob. Let's see.
The book of John chapter 1 verse 47.
So God says one place that Jacob, you are an Israelite right now. So Nathaniel is a descendant of Jacob. Let's see what it says.
Jesus saw Nathanael
Nathaniel is one of the disciples of Christ, right?
coming to him,
So he's a descendant of Jacob. Nathaniel is coming to Christ. What did they call him?
and he said of him, behold, an Israelite.
There you go. Christ called his disciple an Israelite indeed.
Yes.
Right? An Israelite what?
An Israelite indeed,
In whom?
in whom is no guile.
No guy. So that's to tell you that you can call yourself an Israel, but as a people, you can also call yourself an Israelite. Don't forget
No,
that.
but you call yourself a.
So what text was that? What text was that, sir?
Okay.
What text you read from?
John 1:47.
John 1:47.
Because
Put that in.
God was called on behalf. Let me explain this to you. In the book of Exodus, on behalf of the Israelite, when he was talking to Moses, right? They referred to God. The Egyptians referred to God as the God of the Hebrews. There you go. So Hebrew is a title. What does Hebrew mean? Eba, it means crossover. Right? It's
That's what I'm saying. It's just a title. Like
brother, you can
title,
no, brother. Hebrew is not a title.
You just said it yourself.
No.
By the description you gave of Hebrew, that title.
What
the nationality.
No, it's not. No. The grandfather of great-grandfather of Abraham is called Heber. So the word Hebrew came from the word Heber.
Abraham was a Cushite. But that's a whole
Abraham
different
can
story.
Abraham was not an Israelite.
He's never been. They didn't
Was he?
exist.
He wasn't. He never was.
No, you
He
didn't
was
hear
not
what?
Israelite.
No.
Was
Abraham, you didn't hear what he said. Abraham was. What did you first say? He's not a Cush.
Cush.
He's a Cushite.
He was a. He's not saying he was not a Cushite.
No, he said
Abraham is
what?
not a Cushite. The Cushite are the Somalians.
Did you say Abraham was a Cushite?
Are you saying
that's what
Abraham
he
was?
said.
He
That's
did.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No.
But is Abraham a Cushite?
Well, Abraham was the
Who said he's a Cushite?
The brother just said that he's a
Wait,
Cushite.
you have scientific and historical evidence
No,
of that?
he didn't come.
Hold on, wait a minute.
No, he didn't come. He cannot come from the line of Cush because Cush come from Ham, but Abraham come from Shem.
So what is he? What is he?
Abraham is a Shemithic person. He's not. He's not
Right. So he's not an Israelite either.
No. Listen, Israel came. No.
Yeah.
No. Go on, let's
If you
go.
are a father, you cannot be your son at the same time.
Yes, I agree.
So, if Abraham does not exist, Isaac will not be there,
Right.
and Jacob will not even be there to be
So
called.
Abraham's a Shemite.
Abraham is a Shemite.
Right.
Isaac is a Shemite. The Arabs, they're Shemite.
Yeah.
The white people, they're Shemite. We, the black people, we are also Shemite. Now, when you're talking about Cushite, right? We are black. The Ethiopians are black.
We're Shemites.
No, I'm just making this example. We are black, we are Shemite. The Ethiopian are Amethic or from the Cushite, right? The Somalian, the Cushite, they are Amethic. We're all black, even the Indians.
I'm Cushite.
So Abraham is a Cushite.
What am I?
You're a Shemite.
How am I Shemite?
You're a Shemite because I will tell you
From
this.
Shem.
Wait, if you listen, wait,
I'm not from Shem.
I will tell you the reason why, brother. One second.
Yeah, listen him out. Listen him
I'm from
out.
Ham.
Let's go to the genealogy of Christ.
You
Let's
got
go, brother.
man of God.
Because the
Man of
Bible,
God.
Yes, sir.
You're missing. You answer his question.
No, I'm answering this question. No, I'm answering this question before the brother quickly interjected.
Sir.
What I'm trying to explain
Thank
to
you.
you, brother. No, wait one second,
in the middle of the
brother.
thing.
People tell you
What
you
people
are.
do that
You
is
have
walk
not done
over
that.
and do like that. Look,
Are you
with a
an
cigarette in the middle of the conversation.
Somalian?
No.
Are you an Eritrea?
No.
Are you Ethiopian?
Ethiopia.
No.
So if you're not all that, the Ethiopians are calling themselves Cushites.
They are Cushite.
The Somalians
let
are
me
calling
ask you a
themselves
question.
Cushites.
Yeah, Cushite.
The Abyssinian Empire is a Cushite empire.
The people
so
from
West
Abraham was a Cushite.
The people from West Africa, what are they?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what we're trying to
How
prove
are
in
they
the Bible.
Shemites?
There you go. Is in the Bible. Let's go to the generation.
But there's no hold on.
No, wait a minute.
There's no justification in. I'll let you in.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
justification in Abraham being a Cushite. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something. Because when you go back to Noah and the flood, yeah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Cush. If Cush is the if Shem is the chosen lineage,
Yeah.
That's why I said, blessed
hold
be
on a
the
minute.
Lord God of Shem.
Yeah, hold on a minute. And Abraham come up off that lineage.
There you go.
Abraham could never be a Cush.
There you go, brother. Did you hear that? That answer your question.
So that couldn't be a Cush. He
So
couldn't
you
be a Cush.
too, we're going to answer your question.
No,
we're going to tell you exactly
yeah,
where
he couldn't
you
be a
come
Cush
from, brother.
because
You're the
God was
royal
always
blood,
working
man.
with a group of people.
And then the next question I got,
after the
I've
flood.
got to ask you another question though. The next question is, what's the difference between an Israelite and an African?
Okay, good. Wait.
Because you're, where are you from? Where are your parents from?
One second, before I
No,
answer
listen,
that, your question is, what's the difference between
Yeah.
an Israelite
And
And an
African.
African. Yes.
Brother, can we actually explore that name? We already explored the name Israel.
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Let me carry on. No, I know what you're gonna do. I don't want to get into the semantics of what.
No, brother.
I don't want to get into. But I don't want to get into the. I know what you're gonna do. The semantics of where the word African came from. I know that. You know what I mean by African. I'm talking about
history is
I'm talking about its content.
Let him use the Bible. Let him use the Bible. Let him use the Bible, man of God.
semantic.
And hear what it
Do you
says.
study history, brother? Do you study history?
I want to know what the difference is
Yeah,
between an
but-
African and a Hebrew.
Yeah, let him use the Bible. Use the Bible. Use the Bible. Use the
Have you ever
Bible.
heard about Napoleon
Yes.
and all those
He's
people, all
Italian.
those Europeans,
Yeah.
those Romans,
Yeah.
right? Are they in the Bible? Those names are they in the Bible?
Rome is in the Bible,
But
and the word Spain is in the Bible.
Okay,
which is what they call European countries.
Amerigo Vespucci is
No,
in the
that's
Bible.
not in the Bible. But
Exactly.
Spain and
Is
Europe
Africa in the Bible?
Sorry, not Spain and
Scipio-
Italy is.
Scipio-
Spain and Italy.
Yeah,
is.
Africa is not in there. Africa is not in there.
Scipio
Africa is not in
But
there.
that's Kush.
is in
That's
the Bible.
Kush.
No.
Africa is Kush.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, it is.
No, brother.
No, it
Is Africa Kush?
Yes.
No, 1 second. 1 second, brother. Wait, brother. 1
Give
second.
him. Let him understand. Let him understand. Let him understand.
Africa is not
You won't let me
Kush.
speak.
Right.
No, I will
No,
let
let
you
him
speak
speak.
because you asked
Let
a
him answer.
question,
You won't
brother.
let
Yeah.
me flesh it
Let him
out.
answer. Let him
Okay.
answer. Let him answer. Let him
Okay,
answer. No answer.
What I'm trying to say, I know the word African not there, but how do you identify those who they call Africans now?
Yeah.
It's when you get the words
Good,
Kush
good,
and Ethiopia. For example, in Genesis,
But we're not those
when you
people,
read
you
the
know
word
that.
Ethiopia, that's Kush. I know that, I understand
We're not that
but
people.
that's Africa. That's still Africa.
All right.
Those are African people.
Yeah, but
Don't forget
would you
we're dealing with
use
the Bible,
that?
right?
Would you
Yeah,
use
'cause it came-
Would you use
Abraham came
Kush
from
to
Mesopotamia, right?
Mesopotamia.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Cushite.
Huh? No.
Let me just read
Huh?
something, bro.
So that's what.
Oh, hold on a minute. I'll leave you in, man of God. Remember it. He raised a good point.
It's so
Abraham.
of Oz.
No, Abraham was from the Ur. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's right. He's right. He's right.
Can we,
Yeah,
can we
he's right,
actually
he's
listen
right.
to the brother?
He's right.
Brother, you're right. Geographical location that
Yes,
time, you're
that-
right.
yes,
100%.
yes, true.
But are we British? You
Are
could
we
say we are
British?
British. Are we English?
You could say we're English as well.
So-
from England.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we know that in England there are also white people here. So Abraham was living among the Cushite, does not make him
No,
a
because he
Cushite.
was asked to come
No, that's
out.
true.
And
Hold
that's what I
on
mean.
a
Yeah,
minute.
that's so
Hold
we are
on a
saying-
minute.
we're not saying that's
Hold
why.
on a minute,
We're not
man of
saying
God.
that it's why.
That's a bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
Are you saying that because Abraham was dwelling
I
among the
understand your
Cushites, yeah, as this gentleman is coming in rightly saying,
not make him
you're,
those
hold
people.
on a minute. We ain't got historical nor scientific
Brother,
evidence.
this is-
Listen,
don't-
man of God, please don't let nobody distract you, please.
Difference in between an
Listen,
African and a Hebrew.
we're gonna come to that in a minute.
We just want brother to finish.
There's no scientific or historic evidence that says that Abraham Abraham, even though he came from the Ur of the Chaldeans, which was a Cushite nation, he was a Cushite. The Bible doesn't say clearly where he's from.
You hear that?
You understand what I'm saying?
Are you saying he is Cushite?
Based on where he was geographically.
No, okay.
You can't assume otherwise.
Okay, brother, let me
So we're saying, because of where he came from, we're saying he was
it does not make him a bloodline, brother.
Yeah, true, it's true. You get point.
Yeah, but wait, my dad lives here.
Hold on. He raised a good point.
He raised a good point. My dad lives here. He grew up in this country, in the 50s. But he lived among the white people more than you have black people today, because we're very scarce for you to see black people in these days, just after the World War, right? When he came back to Africa, he didn't take any bloodline along with him or wherever he sojourned. Just because Abraham and Shem are sojourned among the Cushite, does not make
key question that needs answer to. Look at
because he has
Hebrew and Africa.
Once it's mentioning he left his father's gods, it doesn't just mean as in the dad's dad, it means grandfather, great-grandfathers, their gods, their ancestors. That means this is a place they've been there for generations.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, a bloodline, you living in a location does not change
He
your
wasn't just
bloodline.
living in a location.
Can I come in?
So, but wait. We have to understand, according to the Bible, if you go to the Bible, it says Abraham comes from the Shemites. So if no matter where he dwells...
The Bible says that?
Yeah, let me
Read on.
Abraham came from
Quiet now, gentlemen. Quiet. Let him read that one. Sir, that's a good question you posed. He's going to show you where that is.
The book of
Alright, wait.
chapter 10.
Genesis 10.
Let's look at the genealogy.
Yeah, let's do Genesis 10.
Brother, listen to this.
Now,
so where you live
these
does
are
not matter. Your bloodline is what matters.
Wait,
Yeah.
now these are the generation of the sons of Noah.
Yep.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Yep.
And unto them were sons burned
Go to
after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiras.
And Tyrus.
Tyrus, okay, yeah. But let's go to the sons of...
You have to
I have to jump
to Shem.
Let me jump to
Shem.
Cush.
Shem?
Okay, yeah. Jump to Cush. Cush is very important as well because we address your point. You will see that Abraham is not listed on the
and
Cush
the
line.
sons of Am,
And the sons of Am,
Cush,
Mizrahim,
Egypt,
which Miz and Rahim, these are two.
Egypt.
That's Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt.
Egypt,
Miz
that's
is
Egypt.
Upper, Rahim is the Lower Egypt.
Listen,
Go on.
and Put,
And Put is what you call Libya today.
Yeah.
And Lodin.
and Canaan.
And Canaan.
Cush is more than just Libya.
Wait,
No, you're coming to that. That's detailed.
Put. He said Put.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
And the sons of Cush,
And the sons of Cush,
Seba,
Seba,
Avila,
yeah.
Septa,
Septa,
and Rama,
and
Septka,
and Septaka,
and Sheba and Dedan.
and Septaka, Sheba, and Dedan. See, Abraham is not listed there. Let's continue.
And Cush begat Nimrod,
And Cush became Nimrod,
who went to
Two seconds.
Wait.
Come and listen us. I saw you last week. You got a question? Just come and listen. Just listen. You're a good man. Just come and listen.
He was a mighty hunter.
We find out who was
before
Abraham.
the Lord. Therefore, it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel.
Was Babel, right?
Yeah.
And
Confusion.
Eresh, and Akkad, and Calmeh,
And Kalmeka.
Yeah, go on.
in the land of Shinar.
And the land of Shinar is means in Iraq.
Yeah.
The old land of Shinar is called
Alright.
Iraq.
So,
Or Basra.
okay. So Shem now. Abraham. We're going for Abraham now.
So you see that there's no Abraham there.
Yeah. True. Yep.
So what say you? Are you
verse
Shemite?
21.
Verse 21, brother.
No,
We're on
I'm
verse
teaching
21
you.
now.
Wait,
We're on verse 21. Don't miss that.
Okay.
Unto
Verse
Shem,
21, verse 21.
Yeah, Shem now. Shem.
Unto Shem, born
was
what?
also the father of all the children of Eber.
Eba,
that?
that's the word where Hebrew come from.
Yeah.
So the origin of the word Eba comes from Eba.
Yeah, Eba.
If you go to the if you go to the old the real manuscript, it will tell you that Ebra is the origin word for Hebrew.
All right, go on. Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on. Eba, Hebrew. Right, go on.
Yeah, can I just say something about that? Because when you say Eber, because before these children were born, because who was Peles, and what is one other name? Because God said He's going to divide the language. So because He wants to give the original language we were speaking then.
So He was talking about the Tower of Babel after the confusion.
Yeah, they were speaking the same language.
True.
Hebrew.
What language would they be speaking?
It's called
Aramaic.
It's called not Arabic.
What language would they be speaking before the confusion?
The language they were speaking is called the Lashwam Kadesh.
All right, okay.
Lashwam Kadesh
What
is
is that?
only tongue. For example, when
So
we
it wasn't Hebrew or Aramaic?
the language they were speaking before was Lashwam Kadesh.
That's before they get to Israel.
Lashwam
Which is
Kadesh.
neither Hebrew nor Aramaic.
No, it's Hebrew. It's Hebrew.
It's
word.
Hebrew?
It's Hebrew word.
Okay.
Yeah,
Coming from
Lashwam
Hebrew.
Kadesh
Remember
means
they start
only
Hebrew
tongue.
from Hebrew people.
Right.
It's the ancient word that means
sure.
only
All right.
language.
Good. So what I'm saying is a link. It's a link.
Yeah.
Go on. Go for it.
Shem also the father of all the children of Eber.
All right.
The brother of Japheth. The elder. Even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam.
Okay, Elam are the Indians.
Right.
East Indians.
Elams are the Indians. All right. Yeah, go on.
Okay.
They call it Elamites.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ashur.
But sorry, hold on.
Ashur.
Ashur are the people who started the Assyria. That's where
Assyria. Ashur is Assyria. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, go on. Go on. Yeah, go on. Karen.
The people we call Syria today.
All right, go on.
Assyria in those days.
All right, go on.
Ashur was the father of Assyria.
Yeah, go on. Finish. Let me finish and then you come in.
Ephas or what?
Ephasad.
Yeah.
Who with them?
And Lud.
And
Aram.
Aram. So, have you ever heard about Aram, the one that waged war against David?
Okay.
His descendant they come from Aram.
All right.
Aram is just next to
Aram, yeah.
Assyria.
Assyria, yeah,
Because
right.
Aram took over Assyria.
Yeah, go on.
And you have a king called Hadad.
Yeah, go
Hadad was the one that
on. Okay, carry on.
defeated.
Carry on.
And the children of Aram,
they were all black.
The children of Aram?
And Hob,
And
and Gedar, and Mash.
Mash.
And
They were all black skin nation.
Wait.
Asphad begat Salah.
Arphaxad begat this is
Salah.
where Abraham started from.
Salah.
Yeah,
go on.
Arphaxad begat
Salah. Yeah, go on.
And Selah begat Eber.
Selah, just to let you know, Selah means to praise.
Yeah, go on.
And
Eber and Selah begat
this is-
Heber.
Who is Heber?
Is where the word God started to separate the language.
Okay, all right, carry on. Carry on.
Heber, Hebrew.
Yeah, go on.
And unto Eber we are born two sons.
Yeah, go on. Two sons.
Yeah. The name of one son, Peleg.
Peleg,
Peleg, Yeah, go on.
For in his days was the earth divided.
Right, carry on. But we want to find out who is Abraham. We're saying this gentleman posed a question. Who is Abraham of Cush? Carry on.
Don't forget that Peleg come from Heber.
Yeah, all right.
That language was given to Peleg.
Yeah, go on. Carry on.
And his brother name was Joktan.
Yeah.
And Joktan began Almodad. And Shelaph.
Yeah.
Shelaph. And Azamavet. And Jerah. And Adoram. And Uzzah. And Dikla. And Obal. And Abimelech. And Sheba. And
descendant of Abraham.
And Ophrah and Avila. And Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan.
Now let's go to the son of the other one.
And their dwelling was in Meshach, and those go out on the...
In Meshach, right? Yeah. And those go to what? Sorry, brother Bear, this is genealogy we read.
And their dwelling was from Meshach.
Yeah, it's good.
Love it.
Onto
I do this. I've done this study.
And Mount of the East.
Okay,
right, go
Mount
on.
of the East.
Yeah.
So it's even telling that it goes to the Mount of the East.
Yeah.
So whenever, if you look where Abraham is staying, what is this called? Noah is staying. His ark stopped at Mount Ararat.
Yeah,
Mount of Turkey today.
Okay,
right?
yeah, true.
So it says that he extends to the east.
Yeah, go on. Carry on.
East of that will be going into Mesopotamia.
All right, go on.
These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues.
So these are the sons of Shem after the families, after the tongues.
Yeah, go on, Karen.
In their land and their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations.
Yeah, go on.
In their nation, and by this were the nations divided on the earth after the flood. 11.
Okay.
And the whole earth was one language and one
speech. The whole earth was one language. Yeah, continue. So, but the whole earth was one language, but the Most High started knowing his plan, who is going to give that language. But they need to burn those kids to know who is going to give that language.
Man of God, listen, we're going to find out who is Abraham. Yeah?
One second.
Yeah, you listening?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Don't worry, brother.
And it came to pass as they journeyed.
Sorry,
from
bear
the
with the
east.
brother because it's
Yeah, man, understand.
And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelled
in the
there.
land of Shinar. So where is the land of Shinar?
Where's that?
It's called Iraq.
Iraq, right?
So that same is
Today's Iraq.
Today's Iraq. Yeah.
Another day, that's one city. Then next to Shinar, right? There's a city called also the Chaldean.
Okay.
And the land of Uz.
All right, carry on. We want to find Abraham in it. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Abraham, we're looking for Abraham in it.
They
Waiting for
said
Abraham.
one to another, go
You can't lose Abraham.
go to let us make brick and burn them thoroughly, and they had brick for stone and slime and they for mortar.
Yeah.
So are they talking about Egypt? That's not Egypt, no?
Wait. I know the one you're looking for. Let's go to First Chronicles.
First Chronicles talk about genealogy.
Okay.
First Chronicles.
I want to see Abraham in it.
Yeah.
Chapter
That's
1,
a smaller
verse
amount,
28.
though.
I mean, First Chronicles chapter 1, verse
No.
28.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, First Chronicles chapter 1, verse 28. I believe you start from there. Or if not, you have to go 2 more verses. No, you have to go 20 because 28 speak about Ishmael. So you have to be at the top.
Okay, The sons of Abraham. Okay.
The sons of?
The first book of Chronicles.
First Chronicles
Start from 20.
20.
Okay, the sons of Shem. Let's start from verse 17.
Yeah.
The sons of Shem.
He cuts it a little bit shorter
Elam,
than Genesis, yeah?
Ashur,
Indians, they also come.
Yeah.
Afsad, what do you pronounce it? Afasad, and Lud, and Hiram, and Uz, and Lol, and Geda, and Meshach. And as fast begat Shelah, and Shelah begat Eber, and unto Eber were born 2 sons, and the name of the one was Pelag.
It's almost there.
Because in his days the earth was
What
divided.
verse are you now?
Verse 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
The earth
It's
was
almost
divided.
there.
Yeah.
And his brother
Few more
name
verses.
was Joktan. And Joktan begat
Amudad.
and Shelaf, and Azamavat, and Jerah, and Adram also, and Uzal, and Dicta, and Ebal, and
Jump to 27.
Yeah.
No, continue, 22.
Yeah, and Opha, and Avila, and Jobab, all these were the sons of Joktan. 24, Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, 25, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serog, Nahor, and Terah. 27,
Terah was who?
the
The father of Abraham. And Terah.
That's right.
Abraham.
Now let's stop here.
So
It
Terah,
says-
Terah, the father of Abraham.
Now-
So
no,
what?
no, no, no.
Hold on
Brother,
1 minute.
let's see one
So
more
what
clue.
genealogy you're reading just now? Shem.
Brother, did you hear the
Shem.
name?
Shem.
Yeah. Brother, did you hear
So
the name?
Abraham, you're not addressing the gentleman. He's
No,
asking
I'm not
question.
addressing
So
him.
Abraham was a Shemite. Go on.
One second,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Read that verse again. Read that.
I told you.
And he's the
Listen
one that
to what
became
he
the
called
father
him.
Of
of
the Israelite.
Listen to what he
Carry
called
on.
him.
Yeah, that?
Listen to what he called
Yeah,
him.
go on.
Abraham.
Abraham.
Yeah.
His name is Abraham.
Wait, now
from
let's
Abraham
stop
to
there.
Abraham,
Now let's
yeah.
get a little bit of knowledge.
So you
here.
hear that?
When you, brother, it's okay.
I call you
When
over for a
say
special reason, you know, sir.
Abraham, when you say
Father
Abraham,
Terah.
A-B-R-A-M,
Yes, and Terah. Terah was the father of Abraham. And 1 minute, man of God.
Okay.
Man of God.
Okay.
But then when you say
according
Abraham,
to Abraham,
it means
Man of God.
father of the multitude.
Man of God.
Yes,
Man of
yes,
God.
I agree.
Man of God.
I agree.
Man of God, 1
I
second.
agree.
It's Hebrew.
I'm agreeing.
Man of God, 1 second.
No.
Abraham, father was Terah, and that means Abraham is coming from a Shemite lineage,
He's become the father of
which
the
means that
the father of
Shemite
Israelite.
lineage, those are the
He
12 tribes of
himself is not
Israel.
a Hebrew and Israelite. He's become the father of those.
Wait.
Abraham.
Gentlemen, guys, hold on, wait a minute. There's a gentleman here and there's a gentleman here. Man of God.
Yeah,
Man of God,
let's
listen to
acknowledge
me.
everyone.
You need to educate these men.
Yeah, let's-
We've just read the
let's
text.
acknowledge
It's
everyone.
sure it brings up Shem and his lineage, and the father is called, first son is called Terah,
Yeah.
father of Abraham. So we're saying that Abraham was the father. Abraham's father was Terah, and Terah was a Shemite.
Okay.
So Abraham would have been a Shemite. Come on, gentlemen. That's what we just read, the line. Yes?
But
Oh, carry on
Abraham
now.
is a
Listen
black
more.
man.
Listen. So,
Abraham
which
is also
they,
called Hebrew.
which is the
But
claim
he's not a
now
Hebrew if he's a
that
Shemite.
Abraham was
Wait a
actually
minute,
black.
let's establish.
He
No, let's
descended
establish.
from
He's
Abba.
saying that Abraham is a Hebrew.
Yeah.
So let's establish.
Yeah, go on. Let him give us that now. So Abraham now being an Hebrew. Go on.
No, see, Heba.
Does it say
You know,
that-
it's common.
No, wait a minute,
Heba is
gentlemen.
the name.
Can I say something?
Yeah, okay.
I
know
hear
what
your
you're
point.
saying.
I hear your
Okay,
point.
he's saying that Eba comes from Eba.
Yeah, because
Hebrew
that
comes
is
from
the
Eba, so
original
therefore.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
I get you.
Hold
I
on,
get what
hold
you're
on a
saying.
minute.
No, I
Hold
get
on a
what you're
minute.
saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but Hebrew. Yeah, good point.
I get what you're saying.
You finished? Sorry.
No, go on.
Hebrew
is not just a
No,
language.
Abraham.
Saying English.
It's a name of a person called Eba.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you.
No, but
Heba-
if you say
brother,
you're Hebrew,
brother,
that's
brother,
not- you're saying you're a
brother,
language.
Let me give you this.
Wait a minute.
Eba is one second, brother. Let me quickly drop this. Let me drop this.
Go on.
Eba, if you remember what Paul said,
But he said Hebrew is a language. I've got to.
It's a language as well.
Wait,
So it's both.
It's the language of people. Yeah, of course.
It's the language of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, of course. It's like English and English people.
brother,
English and English. English people, English language.
I
That's
get
it.
Eba, right? Let's divide
Yeah.
this word. Eba means crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that now.
Hebrew also means crossover.
Yeah, so hold on.
But don't forget that when it says when the Lord start to confuse their language was from this from Peleg, right? Don't forget that Peleg and Eba, these are one line of descendants. He didn't deal with the Cushite, the Japhite. It's
Yeah,
only
I
one
understand.
line.
Understand.
Because the Most High is sifting away those two people he wants. So if you're going to look at the genealogy of Christ, in fact, let's go to 2 Chronicles 11:22. Listen to what Paul
I
said.
don't want to.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. Can I break some point here?
Yeah.
Abraham, even though he was a Shemite, follow my point, Abraham was not a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Fine, brother.
Wait a minute, I'm finished. So we recognize that Abraham came of the bloodline of Noah, which was the obedient servant of God.
Yeah.
But Abraham was not a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay, 1 second.
Go on.
These are two names.
Yes.
We know that.
Very
Yeah, we know that.
Not
But
just
he
a
was not a
Hebrew.
Hebrew Israelite.
Brother, let's be patient.
He was a Shemite, but he was not a Hebrew Israelite.
But
Go on.
again, saying he was a Hebrew Israelite.
Are you saying he was? Is this?
What you saying? You're almost there. But again,
almost
let's divide these words.
All right,
Can we
go on.
divide it? Israelite is a name. Hebrew is also a name. That name of Israelite did not come to life until Jacob was born.
I understand that.
Now, Abraham was called Abraham the Hebrew in Genesis. They didn't call it
Yeah,
Israelite.
but hold on.
But
Hold on.
1 second.
Hold on.
Wait.
Was he called Hebrew?
Look at the Muslims, for example.
No,
There
was
is-
Abraham called Hebrew?
brother, let me say this. Brother, 1 second. Let's say this.
Yeah.
Let me read this, and I will tell you what the Muslims call themselves.
Go on.
Because they are still holding on to the Hebrew background of Abraham.
Yeah, true.
I will show you. This is the book
Hebrew
of
background of Abraham.
Yeah,
But
because
Abraham
they
was
also
not a
came from
Hebrew.
Even though that-
I will show
we've
you,
not
brother. I
decided
will
on that.
show you.
We
Right,
need to
go on.
go
Let him
through.
show. Let him
Let's
show.
show you.
If
Let him
Abraham
show.
a Hebrew,
Say that Ishmael was the son of promise. So they
Yeah, that's right.
swapped it round.
No. But Ishmael came from who?
No, we've not
Brother,
established
can I
it.
ask you
Ishmael came of Ishmael came of
You're saying,
Sarah.
know who he came
you're
from.
saying Israel,
But he was
Abraham,
not-
I'm not-
Shemite. He's still saying he was a Hebrew.
But he's an Hebrew.
No, but I'm saying Hebrew was not coming in until they cross over. But we get that point in a minute. Wait,
I'm
let
not
him
arguing
finish.
that with, I'm just saying that Abraham is an Hebrew. We're not saying he's an Israelite because he cannot be the great grandfather of his son and also become the great grandson.
So now we have to talk about the difference between a Hebrew and
So,
Israelite.
yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, we're getting there.
And then
So
don't
can I
forget
come in?
Also the African bit. I did have to.
Yeah. We're coming to that. We're coming to that. We're coming to it. We're coming to your question.
I just want to chip something.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
You know, because when the Most High created the heaven and earth, you know, there was three type of nation of people he created. He named them the sons of God, the son of man, and the sons of the wicked.
Okay.
Okay, so who is the sons of God in the book of Genesis chapter 6? You know,
That's
because
the angels.
No.
Fallen angel.
no, that is
In Genesis 6.
Hold
that's
on,
the
wait.
giant.
That is
The giant.
Israel.
It got 2 minutes. It's got 2 minutes, gentlemen.
Wait,
We are the
There's
sons of
2
God.
minutes. There's 2 minutes.
Angels don't
Wait
have
a minute.
sex.
We're all the sons of God.
Wait a minute.
One
not
sense.
all the sons
No,
of
we
God.
are.
When we get it.
No.
When we get
Gentlemen, gentlemen, 1 minute.
10 verses on
Man of God, man of God.
You know why this is happening? Because we
Man of God, 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 man of God. Listen, Joseph, Joseph. This is why we did.
Man is spirit.
No, wait a minute, Joseph.
Spirit, yeah.
Joseph.
Is he also a physical
He's not
being?
listening. Joseph.
There you go.
Joseph.
It's 777.
It's not Joseph, is
a
it?
physical being.
Joseph.
1 second, brother. A son is a physical being. Yes or
And
no?
you know it's why this is happening.
Wait.
Because he's
Wait,
not
look.
right.
He's
Joseph.
asking a question here. He said a
Joseph.
son is
Oh
not a
my
physical
goodness.
being.
Joseph.
A son is son
of God.
Joseph.
Is a spiritual son.
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute.
God.
Joseph.
Yes.
Joseph.
But I am, brother. Yes.
Listen to me.
Oh my goodness. I'm listening to you, but let me just say.
We cannot take another topic. Yeah.
I'm just
Man of God, when you come to the Bible, forget this topic. Focus on what we focus on. Go on.
I said to him, I'll come back to you.
Right. Simple as that. Please. It's called division when we go off the topic. Please, please, please. Stick to the one topic. We will all get our answers. When we come to the end of it, when we come to the end of it, and there's no more question, we're taking a new question. Go for it. Go on. So what we're saying, Abraham, your question, you're Abraham being an Hebrew Israelite. So we're saying, so what I'm saying, you said Abraham was an Hebrew. Tell us more.
Okay, fine. Let's go to the book of Romans chapter 11 verse 1.
11 verse 1. Wait, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
From there we're going to go to 2 Corinthians.
No, but we need to arrive eventually at the scripture that's quoted in Hebrew.
Yeah, that's why you're looking.
But the easiest way is just
Let's connect it because
that's what I'm saying.
Go for the text. No, there is a text. There is a text. No, there's a text calling Hebrew.
If you just go to the one that quoted Hebrew.
Yeah, there is a text.
But you know you're biting the hand that's feeding you.
No.
Because if he's called Hebrew, then all the nations, brother, from him are Hebrew.
Or people, that's the question.
He's called Hebrew.
You get what I'm saying?
I was born.
You get what I'm saying? It's like Boris Johnson, right? He's a British citizen, but obviously he's born in America. Are you calling him English because he's of his language or because of where he's born? You know what I'm saying? So that's the discrepancy
no,
there, bro.
You know what's happening? It's easier if we just get to verses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Instead of building up all the
Let's look at the verse. Give us the verse.
This happened last week.
Joseph.
Like the Kushite one.
Yeah, no, we're still in it. You're still in it. We're still in
I
it.
asked a question about what's the difference in between a Hebrew and an African, and now Israelites coming in. Now I need to know the difference between an Israelite, a Hebrew, and an African.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I haven't got one yet.
No, we're coming. Abraham, Joseph, come. No, wait, come on. Go on now.
Don't let us diverse from
Yeah, please.
Okay, the subject though is I'm trying to find out the difference between an Israelite, a Hebrew, and an African.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Because this brother is making a good point as well.
Good point, yeah.
But the thing we just have to do, we have to divide it that
slowly.
Before Israel was born, Abraham was already called Hebrew.
Yeah, go for it.
And when Israel was born, Israelites say, "Oh, that name is righteous because that name comes from a holy name." You understand?
Yeah, go on. Show us the text.
Sons of God.
Show us the text. Show us the text. So Sons of God is the next topic we look at. Another time. Go on. Sorry about that. We will look at the Son of God later.
Okay, now we're going to go to 3 verses, right?
Yeah.
So let's go to the book of Romans chapter 11 verse 1.
Romans 11 verse 1. And if you want to hold a phone from
me,
it's recording. So
it's recording.
Yeah.
The book of Romans chapter 11 verse 1.
Is it 10 or no?
Are you going to give me a copy of this?
Brother, this is for you, brothers. This is for you.
Romans 11. Tony was telling me.
Man of God.
Romans 11. I'm finding the text.
You're doing exactly the same.
No, I'm finding the text.
Romans 11. Let's be clear as well because it's so we'll be very clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Romans 11. 1. But Tony's recording. Tony, you're recording on your phone, right?
No. We don't.
Romans 11. Go on.
No,
Verse what?
Verse 1.
Yeah, read on.
Yeah. I say then.
This is Paul talking.
Is that how long we've been going?
Yeah.
Has God cast away his people?
Has God cast away his people?
God forbid.
That means no.
For I also am an Israelite.
Wait. For I also am an Israelite.
Of the seed of Abraham.
You see, he didn't say of the seed of Jacob. He said, I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of Benjamin. Wait, don't go yet. Wait, you still have one more verse, right?
God had not cast away his people.
Now let's go to 2 Corinthians.
But
chapter 11, verse 23.
I'm not getting in that what a Hebrew is different from an Israelite.
We go to break it down. Who wrote Corinthians? Paul wrote Corinthians.
Yes.
Paul also wrote Romans, right? Yeah. In Romans it says that I also am an Israelite.
But he also calls himself a Hebrew at another time.
Yeah. Let's
now
go.
What is he saying?
Oh my God! Are we going to ever get the answer out or not?
No, you're going to answer the question first.
But we see, let us get it out, please.
All right, let me get it.
1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 11. 22.
We need to be more specific and tighter. Go straight to verses and then go back.
Straight like that
we can't always take this long.
Do you see why we have to do that? We have to do precept. It gives understanding. If we go to the straight verse, people will be confused.
All right, okay.
So let's build up. That's what how you build a house.
But we have to be realistic. Our time is limited.
Brother, we are realistic.
No, time-wise.
Right.
We could have read it. It's only one verse. 11:22.
11:22.
Let them be on the same point.
Read on. Read on.
Let's go. 2 Corinthians. If not, you can use.
Should I read? And they are.
No, one second.
11:22.
Yeah, 11:22.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Are they Hebrews?
So this is Paul talking. Say, are the Israelite Hebrews? What did he say?
So am I.
So this is a question. He said, are they Hebrews? Paul says, so am I Hebrew. Okay, go on.
Are they Israelite?
Paul says, are the Israelites?
So am I.
Paul says, so am I.
My question is still there.
Wait, once.
All that's doing it, he keeps bringing up my question.
I know, but let him finish and then we can answer.
Are they the seed of Abraham?
Read on, no, read on, let him read on. Let him read on.
Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
Right. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Explain, and then we come in with a question.
Read it again, brother.
No.
You see, when you interrupt, I could have finished.
Don't interrupt.
Yes, so these are questions.
Are they
and he give answers. He said, are they Hebrews? Question mark.
Right, yeah.
So am I.
Answer, so am I.
Are they Israelites?
Are they Israelites?
So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham?
Are they the seed of what?
Abraham.
So
So
am I. So without Abraham, Paul cannot call himself Hebrew or Israelite.
Right, stop for a second.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Brother,
Wait a minute. No, wait.
without Abraham,
Wait. An Israelite. That's what we're saying. Hold on, listen, man of God.
these are two names.
No, man of God.
No,
Wait.
let's be clear. Let's be clear.
No, wait.
We need to be clear.
Wait.
We need to be clear. Everybody talking at once. No, stop. One at a time.
The Ishmaelites came from Abraham. They will tell themselves, if they want to say what descendant they come from, they will say Khalid Ben, that means the son of Rahim Ben Muhammad. Why are they doing Ben? That means father, grandfather, father, and son. The same thing is in the Bible. This is what we're trying to show you.
That's him. Israelites are Hebrew too.
I asked you that already.
Let's go to Exodus.
Wait,
That is my question.
here's the question.
Can I ask a question now? I asked that already. I know.
Right.
It's getting contrary.
Joseph.
Where did Paul got that name?
Taking up. When you see you start going and taking on 1 point, you're missing, you're losing.
Yeah, I know. And dominating. We got
Where did he get it from?
No, we're not talking about Hebrew.
Man of God.
No, we come to Israel.
We're asking a question. Call it back to heart and then we ask him a question. Call it back to order. Wait till you finish.
He comes from the great grandfather of Abraham.
And I haven't got any answer to any question. I need some answers.
Call it back to order and then we talk.
I need some
That
answers.
is in the Bible, brother. It's in the
And
Bible.
it shows me that the problem is there because nobody's ever asked before.
It's you.
No, it's the brother asked. Actually, the question we're addressing is not his brother.
No, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be me. It shouldn't be. It's not fair.
All right, wait.
It shouldn't be.
Can we? Good question.
shouldn't be.
But wait.
Yeah, I said he's not.
Are we settled? Are we settled,
I've been
Jim?
addressing all this.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, it's you.
No,
Yeah.
the Hebrew
You
stuff,
should
yes.
address mine.
So, yes.
I didn't
So that's what I'm saying. The origin of these questions come from him.
Yeah, so
then
wait.
you say that you still want to see
Explore it.
Africa in the Bible.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, wait a minute.
There's three things now.
Wait a minute
I want to
now.
know the difference
Wait,
between
wait.
a Hebrew and an Israelite.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
No,
Hold on,
wait,
one second.
wait,
Let me
don't
fin-
go there first.
Let me get the whole thing out.
First, so
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, what's the difference
So-
between a Hebrew and an Israelite?
Yeah.
And also flinging the African there.
Yeah.
Because
But hold on.
I started with what's the difference between a Hebrew and an African.
Yeah.
But now it's come up that there's a difference between an Israelite and a Hebrew.
Yeah, but
So
hold
now
on.
The
free.
Hebrew is the father of many nations.
Yeah, but hold
So
on,
who are
hold
these
on.
nations?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Because the
yes.
Hold on. Are you saying that the Ishmaelites?
Very well, sir.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Are you saying that the Ishmaelites are also Hebrew? Are you saying that the Ishmaelites are also Hebrew? Because if you said Abraham is an Hebrew, it means that his descendant, which is Ishmaelites, yeah, they are Hebrew too.
That's right.
Let's go, brother. Wait. I agree with you, brother.
Can we
one
be
second.
very tight with the answers?
If you keep quiet, then we can go.
Can we be very tight with the answers?
Yeah, but can we also keep quiet?
Yeah, I'll keep quiet. If you,
Okay,
but I have to ask you first to
Let's
be
go to the
very
book of
straight.
Genesis 14:13.
Be very straight. I want to
If
see
you deny
where
this,
Abraham
then
is called
there's
a
nothing
Hebrew.
else to say. Yeah?
actually,
Okay, brother. You want to see where Abraham is called Hebrew?
You can ask him.
Brother,
Yeah.
let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 13.
But go straight to what answers the question, though.
Brother, you say you want to see where Abraham is called Hebrew, right?
Yeah, I want to see
We
straight.
see that already.
Fine. So before Abraham was called Abraham, it was called Abram first, right?
Yeah, we know that.
Abram.
We know that.
No, what's just
But I mean, does it call him a Hebrew?
Because his name was changed.
the difference between Hebrew
The
and
book of
Israelite?
Genesis
Chapter 14. Brother, listen very well. Verse 13.
We listen.
No interruption.
Yeah, go on.
And there came one that had escaped and told Abraham, Abraham the Hebrew.
Abraham the what?
The Hebrew.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Can I ask a question?
No, don't ask a question. Read it. Abraham the what?
Where you reading
Don't
from?
say
Where you
that.
reading
No,
from?
he's right. No, wait. Watch it. No, watch it. Yeah, I know you're asking.
Where you reading from?
The text.
Genesis chapter 14, verse 13. You can
Genesis
follow
14,
us,
13.
Okay. So Abraham was called the Hebrew.
Wait a minute. Can I ask a question?
Israelite was also called the Hebrew.
All right, hold on.
Now the next
Hold
one,
on.
Israel.
Wait. My question.
No.
Wait.
So what's the difference
Beg a
with an
minute.
Israel? What's the difference with an
Beg a
Israel?
minute.
We think we get the difference
Okay.
now.
Beg a
I get
minute.
that now. I accept that.
Hold on.
Israel
Wait, don't go further. No, don't go further. Wait.
of Jacob.
Wait. You're for the good
Jacob's
question.
name was changed to Israel.
One minute.
And Jacob
The reason
has
because
12
when you
sons.
do things,
Yeah.
we know we could have gone straight, but we want to show how it also.
Okay, gentlemen.
So when they multiply,
All right, guys. All right.
when they became a nation of
Hold your point.
Israel.
Don't ask him the question.
So are they the same people? Are they two different
I wanna ask a
people? Are they
question.
the same people now? I get your point, but are they two different people or are they the same
No, they
people?
want people. They just take the name of their ancestors.
All right, wait.
Because
Can I
don't forget that Israel
wait?
is also called Jacob.
Can I get a point? Can I get a point, sir? Can I get a point? Listen to my point, both of you gentlemen. Yeah? Please, with all respect, please let us find the text in context. We're trying to make sense of what you're saying. Listen your statement just a while ago.
Yeah.
Abraham was called an Hebrew.
Yeah.
Now there's a question mark with that. Listen to this carefully. Yes? I'm going to tell you in a minute. So listen to the question mark.
Listen first.
Hold on, listen first. Listen, because you just dropped
You
your
might
text.
agree.
Say for instance you were born in England.
Yeah.
You are of an African descendant.
Yes, and I am.
Hear my
And I
statement.
am. Literally.
If I come to you and say to you, are you English?
Yeah.
You can easily well say to me, yes.
Of course, because I mean.
Hold on. Because you speak English and you're born in England.
Yes.
When the text said Abraham is an Hebrew, it doesn't mean that Abraham is literally Hebrew as Hebrew Israelite.
What? No.
Listen. What? Listen. He's called an Hebrew because of the Hebrew tongue.
Yes.
Not because. So you can be called English
can I follow up on
because
that?
of your tongue, not because where you come from.
Can I follow up on that?
tongue is coming from
What do you mean?
ancestors.
Can I follow?
The Hebrew
Can I
tongue is
follow up
coming
on
from
what
his
he said?
ancestors.
Yes, but he was not an Hebrew Israelite.
No, but hold on.
No,
You got to
wait,
hear what he
this
said.
You get
though.
my argument?
You know,
You get what I'm
Israelites.
saying? So what I'm saying, wait. So what I'm saying is, you can be an English, but your descendant is from Africa, but I will call you English because you speak English and you're born in England. So Abraham, exactly. Abraham was born. Hello.
Let me answer his question.
Yeah. Wait. Hebrew is a language and a people.
Exactly.
So how is he wrong?
If
How
this
am I wrong?
bottle doesn't exist, one second.
Go on.
1 second. If this bottle doesn't exist, would you be able to put water in it?
No.
Good. If ever a man does not exist, he can't be able to speak Hebrew. So because of his existence, for example, you don't go to a land and say, we're going to call this land a land. When you call it, you go there, we are called Zion. When you go to a land, you say, oh, this is Mount Zion. You name it after your family name. So Eba or Hebrew was a man first before he started to speak. So when the children see that, oh, this is a holy tongue, they took it to themselves. Right? There's nothing wrong calling yourself son of Patrick, son of Hudson, and son of man of God. There's nothing wrong if you come from that bloodline. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong for the Israelite to take something that is righteous, that is good, that God called holy,
And call him Hebrew.
to themselves. Wait, was Israel not? Wait, 1 second,
Go on,
Baba.
go on.
What? This is my flaw.
Yeah,
now.
go on.
1 second. Was the Bible does the Bible in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7? What did it call Israel? It said, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people. The word or name or the language Hebrew was special, so they took it to themselves.
Listen, wait, don't a minute. Listen this. Hold on a minute. Listen to my argument. Listen to my argument. Is the Ishmaelite also allowed to capture the name as well and call themselves Hebrew? I'm asking you that.
Okay, if you want to go to the Ishmaelite, this is how it works.
But
let's go to the book of First Corinthians.
Because if he's saying Hebrew can claim the name and say they are Hebrew, can the Ishmaelite do the same? Carry on.
1 second.
We'll find out.
I'm not going to use my mouth.
Yeah, go on.
1 Corinthians
Yeah, sure.
1:28.
Yeah, go on.
Let's see what it
I'm
says.
listening.
Because did you say
1 Corinthians 1:38.
1:28.
1:28.
1 verse 28.
Yeah, go on.
Don't forget that Abraham was a father. He has children.
Yeah, that's right.
And don't forget that Isaac has a son called Jacob. Jacob has 12 children.
Yeah, that's where the Hebrew nation come from. Good. That's where Hebrew Israelite come from. Before that, there was no Hebrew Israelite.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I've been saying.
Before
Before
Listen.
Jacob, there was no Hebrew Israelite.
But there was Hebrew.
I said Hebrew Israelite.
Israelite. No,
There was Hebrew.
but
But not Hebrew Israelites.
Are you older?
Abraham.
Are you older than your father?
Yes, of course. I am. Abraham is called Hebrew, but he was not a Hebrew Israelite. You get it? Abraham was called Hebrew, but he was not a Hebrew Israelite.
That's the problem,
That's the question.
Joseph. You do have to digest it because you have to consider. So you say you're not even going to listen to you.
Abraham was a Hebrew, called a Hebrew, but he was not a Hebrew Israelite.
No.
Hebrew Israelites coming from Jacob.
And nowhere in the Bible does the word put the two together.
One second.
Give him point. Give him some point. Give him some point.
1 second. The Iranians, right? Iran, you can call one country two names. Note that.
I'm listening.
Iranians were called what first?
I don't
Before
know.
they become Iran. They were called the Persians.
All right. Huh?
Persians.
Yeah, but names
All
will
right.
change.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But wait, it's not a new thing what Israelite did. This is the name of their father. Wait, Christ
So they
was
take
called,
on the name.
1 second. Christ was called what? It was called Jesus, the son of Joseph. Right? Joseph can say, oh,
That was from a human perspective. That wasn't.
But
theirs.
Levi was
Never mind.
human. Israelite was human.
No, never mind. He's right in that sense. Go on. Carry on.
This
Carry
is what we're
on.
talking about.
You
We're
agree?
talking about language,
You
right?
agree? Go on.
So Jacob was still in the ball sack of Abraham. Israel was still there. Abraham already had the name in Genesis chapter 14 verse 13.
Right.
He was already called Abraham
The Hebrew.
the Hebrew.
That's right.
So where did that name come from? It comes from his ancestors.
I understand that.
Now, when Jacob's children saw that, they said, "Oh, what Abraham did, we are going to repeat it because the word Hebrew is holy to God." So they too, they did what Abraham did.
So can the Muslim do the same? Can the Muslim do the same?
Okay, let's go.
This is why. Hold on, wait.
Wait, 1 second.
This is why you have the Islam today.
Yeah.
Because they claim
Yes.
that because the Hebrew Israelite claim divinity to the name,
Yes.
we are claiming divinity to the name. Hold on.
Yeah.
And rather than saying that Jesus came from the Hebrew nation,
Yes.
they claiming from the lineage of Abraham, Muhammad came,
Yes.
and he's the prophet of God.
Good
Confusion.
point. Good point. Good point.
That's how you got
Man of
Islam.
God. Good point.
That's
I know, man.
Islam
I know the
in a
stuff I'm talking
What
about.
you're
talking
saying
my
is
head.
right. Look,
So explain that.
we're gonna explain it. We're gonna explain, brother. Listen, listen, brother. Jacob has how many wives? 4 wives.
No, one wife.
Jacob, 2
Jacob.
Okay.
Oh, you mean, all right, God, all right. Sorry. Yeah, all right, God, sorry. Yeah. No, I never get you, man. He's flowing. All right, carry on. 4. Yeah, go on. Yes, go.
So you had 2.
No, he's right. 4. Yeah. Because remember his first wife, he didn't actually marry. He had to work a lot of time. And yeah, but he was still his wife.
Leah and Rachel.
Yeah, both of them. Both of them became his wife. And the other 2. What's the other 2? Man of God, what's the other 2? What's the other 2 wives?
There are
Concubines, as it were.
Brother Jacob, let me quickly
I'm
say
not
this.
getting an answer to my question.
There are 4. One
Am I going into the
Esau,
concubine Sarah?
Ishmael,
Yeah.
Okay,
And
there are,
We agree.
There are 4
That's what I'm
children of Abraham.
By the line of Abraham.
That can attach themselves
To Abraham.
Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. He's getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere.
Let's
We're getting
get it,
somewhere.
Not in regards to the difference between Hebrew Israel.
Let's get
Yes,
it
but
on.
not a Hebrew Israelite. Go on.
Brother, let's get it on.
Yeah, go on.
You can call the Arabs, you can call them Hebrew Ishmaelites. But 1 second before.
Yeah, they said to that.
Yeah, don't.
Where the guy I'm calling for
Don't
me?
worry, brother.
Me call him to come listen.
Just
No,
what?
wait. I'm trying to get him.
Brother, you ask a question, you're not waiting for it. This is why
Go on.
we listen to your question, but you don't want to wait for the answer.
Go on.
Brother, Ishmaelite can call themselves, right, Hebrew Ishmaelite. Do they have right from that? Yes, they come from the ball sack of Abraham.
Right.
Qualification, number 1.
Cool.
He has the first son. Then you also have Isaac. Isaac can also call himself, or through Jacob, right? Because Isaac comes from Jacob. For example, the white people, they call the Edomites in the Bible.
Yeah, my next question.
The white people can also attach to a Semitic, or they can just go straight and say, oh, we are Hebrew Edomites.
Okay.
Now, Keturah, a woman has 6. Keturah has 6 children for Abraham. They call the Elamites. Yeah, that's where the Midian come from. Yeah, you're right. So, for example, the Indians that are attached to Abraham, because the Indians also come from Abraham, they have the right, just as a son.
The Indians are also Cushites.
No, they're not.
They are.
They're Shemites.
Shemites. Go carry on. Yeah, you're right. You did. No, you did.
No, they're not.
We
They're
read.
not.
Okay,
All right. No. Don't go back. Don't go back. Carry on, man. Flow. Let him flow. We'll talk. No, carry on. We did. I sent in the recording. Carry on.
I have to know the
I was sending the recording. No worry, carry on.
Okay. Now, what's it called? The Elamites, they also have the right, as a surname kind of thing, to call themselves also Hebrew Israelite.
All right.
Now, when it comes to Israel, that came from Isaac came from Abraham.
Yeah.
Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israelites, 12 tribes, they also have the
getting an answer.
Carry on.
Israelite, just as the
you will get the answer. Trust me.
I'm not going to get it.
You will.
I'm not going to get it.
You will.
After somebody answers my question for 2 hours,
no, you will.
They also can call themselves what? They can call themselves Hebrew Israelite. Do you know why? Because it's like a surname to them.
All right, listen this. My question now. You finished? You finished? Wait. We will take your question.
I still don't know the difference. I still
all right, answer his question now.
I still have
answer his question
whatsoever idea in the slightest
what
the difference is in between a Hebrew and an Israelite. Not at all. I have no idea what the difference is.
Okay,
or if there is a difference, and if so, what it is. No idea.
Can we read that again? Because one name came before another.
Yeah.
Because all this time that Abraham was called Abram the Hebrew, Jacob was not born, not to even talking about changing his name. So until Jacob came, when his children saw that the name that is holy, because they were the last. Don't forget that Christ says the last shall be the first.
Hebrew.
I understand that, but you're not telling me are they two different names of people? Because Paul called
two different people.
Paul called himself both. So what did he mean when at one point he called himself a Hebrew
that I'm going to make
he said I'm a Hebrew,
right
and another time he said I'm an Israelite? What was he saying?
Okay,
that was the argument that he's bringing. They leave room for the Muslims to come and say they have
in Roman
connection and the Messiah can come.
Israelites,
you understand?
Abraham, from Abraham's seed, and he also called himself from the tribe of Benjamin.
Yeah.
It's letting you know the breakdown of his
He said he's a Hebrew from the tribe of Benjamin.
Yeah,
when he was
but
the Israelites,
but he was chosen from Abraham's first wife, not the other one, not the concubine. The Ishmaelites coming from the concubine. So I'm saying that's where the Hebrew Israelite come from Abraham's wife, not the concubine.
So he's both a Hebrew and an Israelite because is he both a Hebrew and an Israelite?
It's because it's a forefather son name they took to themselves. These people have right to take her too because they all come from Abraham.
No.
On your passport.
Can I tell you something?
On your passport.
No.
On your passport. Wait, let me ask you a question.
Well,
on your passport, right? Do you have another person's father's name on your passport or your father's name? And if it's that is, where did that name come from? Did it come from your great grandfather? Or just
come to the point. Come to the point. No, hold on. Can I give you my question when I say no? Hear my question, gentlemen. Hear my question. I'm going to give you my question.
No.
You
can't use question for question.
No, sorry. I'm going to give you my response. I'm going to give you my response. Listen this. Listen this. If you are saying that the Ishmaelites can claim Hebrew Ishmaelite connection, you are saying
no.
Wait, let me flow. Yeah. If they can claim Hebrew Israelite, you are saying that the bloodline, which is a pure bloodline that God was looking for to bring forth the Messiah, Jesus, Yeshua the Christ, has been contaminated. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish, gentlemen. Let me finish. Listen, let me finish. Can I finish? Can I finish? Listen what God says. Listen what God says. God says the people who are going to be my true heir is going to be of your first wife, Sarah. No, listen. The people that will be the heir to my bloodline, the righteous bloodline, was going to be your first wife, and that wife was Sarah, and they begin the 12th tribe of Israel. All of Sarah's children begin the 12th tribe of Israel. Outside that, there is no Hebrew Israelite.
Let me say something. I agree, but we have to break it down properly. We cannot just agree without knowing who is who. You understand me?
I asked my question.
But if you agree,
I asked my question.
Go further into the
sorry. You're talking about the promise, right?
Yes, that's right.
I agree with that promise.
Sarah, only.
Exactly. It's in the book of
no Ishmael.
Not Ishmael at all.
Sorry, one thing we have to know is that from Abraham, the Most High started with Abraham.
Yeah.
No, then to who? To Isaac.
No. Abraham and his wife.
Sarah.
Wait. God only.
Yes, I'm just putting it down. Abraham and his wife, then Isaac. Right. Carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Not Ishmael.
Not Ishmael.
Inheritance.
Go to Jacob.
The promise.
Yes.
He gave it to who? You know whether you call because he
Genesis 17.
He called
Romans 9.
Yeah, he called Abraham an Hebrew.
Yeah.
That inheritance of an Hebrew, he gave it to Isaac.
I wasn't sure for a long time.
And Isaac has 2 children. And from those 2 children, he chose what? The promise is Jacob. And that
You hear that?
inheritance.
You see how far we gotta come down before you get to the Hebrew Israelite?
Yeah, I know, that's right.
To Jacob.
Yes.
Okay, so the Ishmaelites, they don't have the right to say.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. He agree. They don't have no right to claim Hebrew Israelite.
But then you said you want to break it
Man
down.
of God. Brilliant point.
We all agree on that point, but what we just have to say, as the brothers divided it,
Good.
we have
Perfect.
God, the Most High, He
Yes.
has a process of elimination.
Yes.
He sift it down to
Yes,
the one
true,
that He needs.
true.
So the whole Bible is a business plan of the Most High.
Good. So come back to his question.
Now, so back to my
I want
question.
to say something. I want to say something.
Back to my question.
I want to back him.
There's one question.
He's got a question.
You want to back him?
I want to back him. I back him a lot.
Well, God, no, he's right. He's right. We agree. No, we agree with him. We agree.
I want to say something.
I still got another
All right,
bit.
okay.
I still got another bit.
You can't do it with it.
I've still got
Let him
another
say a
bit to my
point.
question.
Wait a minute. Let him say something
Okay.
and then you'll come back to your question. Go on.
The thing about the bloodlines is the Ishmaelites and some of them other people mixed with people in the scripture. They're called
Yes.
Yes, true.
Raphaim.
All over.
Okay.
Raphaim.
All over the place. Yeah, no, carry
No, they
on.
did.
And
They do. They mix. They mix him with a lot of people.
They did.
And so
They're the
the
mixed
bloodline
multitude already.
became
Yeah, but
contaminated.
Abraham.
They don't like that.
Wait,
Yeah?
Edom, what the brother is saying is almost
going to
there.
change
Edom,
Yeah.
Edom, or
European. Edom is Edom. European.
he mix.
With-
I didn't use the
with-
word Raphaim.
with-
You know that
with-
you're still there.
They mix.
Is it?
lot.
That's
Yeah.
a long way, man.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
They were bad blood. They
Yes,
were of the
yes,
giants.
man.
That's
Answer the question.
Yeah.
Answer his question now.
Right.
Go
So
back
now
here.
I've got my other
No,
bit
I hear you,
now. Who are the Africans?
Okay, yeah.
Because this is
okay, now.
important.
Yeah, go to the Africans now.
Who are the
Yeah.
Africans? As distinct from the Hebrews and the Israelites. Right.
So we understand that. That's good, isn't it?
11%.
Thank you. Good point. Good discussion.
Yeah, we know who the African
11:7 is going to tell you who they are.
What's that?
The
Have you ever heard
Africans.
the word Egypt before?
Yeah, but what scripture are you reading?
Yes.
Let's read it.
Exodus
This is the book of Exodus.
But the
chapter 11,
Egypts are from where?
It says-
Listen, Exodus 11.
Yeah, that's where it starts. What we want to address is so this precept.
And how about you, bro?
Exodus 11:7. It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog.
A dog, other nation is dog. This is what the Most High to all the nations.
Other nations. Okay, start that again.
Yeah.
Start
Repeat
that
again.
He said, let me start again.
That means you're just a
Exodus
Christian, not
11:7.
Exodus 11:7.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast.
Who's being called a dog?
Gentile.
No, the Gentiles.
Outside of the covenant of Hebrew.
That's anybody that's not an Israelite.
No, that's yes,
Israelite, they
yeah.
are dogs.
That is Old
This is why
Testament.
Jesus Christ
That's
said
dispensation for the
Yeah,
Jews.
yeah.
But Christ said to that woman,
You see why we won't get to the? You see why we can't get to the?
Well,
New
carry
Testament?
on. Carry on.
Go to New Testament.
No. I disagree.
In the Old Testament, no. In the Old Testament. In the Old
No.
Testament.
You talk about the New Testament. The Greek.
No,
word.
he did. Because Jesus is sent.
He was calling her a dog.
Yeah, because he was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Hold on, under that covenant until he begin the new covenant when the Gentile will come in. Otherwise, the Gentile is called
But
Gentile
this is
dog.
New Testament.
Yeah, it is.
So we are in the New Covenant in New Testament.
Yeah, we are.
And you
But he did.
No, hold on.
But at the time, Jesus was finishing the old to begin in the new.
But wait a minute, that's a whole different thing. I don't understand how he.
Wait. Answer his question.
I don't see that he was calling her a dog.
No, he was.
No,
Gentile dog. Yeah, he was.
No, it doesn't.
Because he was outside the 12 tribe of Israel.
Read the context.
No, because he was outside the 12 tribe of Israel.
No, okay, I'm disagreeing with two things here first.
Go on.
I can't see. Okay, let's see what he's calling her a
all
dog.
these little things there.
No, go
Let's
on.
read that context. Then we
Let's
go
see
to the
what he's
way-
calling her a
No,
dog.
you're right. I think you're right.
Exodus
11.
verse
Let me
7.
read it again. This book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. It says,
You know,
He was
but
actually
against
calling her
any,
dog.
Huh?
He was. Go on.
but against any of the children of Israel, shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know
No, go to
how
New
the,
Testament.
that
Yeah,
ye
we
may
got
know
that bit. I got
how
that
that the Lord Yahweh doth put a difference
Uh-huh.
between the Egyptians and the Israel.
That's the old covenant. Never mind.
It doesn't matter.
Not today. Not today. No.
You see the problem? That's
No.
why they won't move out of the Old Testament.
No.
That's why you
Nope. The old covenant is finished.
That's why it is finished.
Jeremiah 31:33. Go for the text.
It is.
Jeremiah 31:33. Find it.
If the Old Testament.
Hebrew 8 and verse 8.
Yes, I know.
Hebrew 8
I know.
and 8.
No, he knows them. They know them.
Hebrew 8 and verse 8. Read on.
Read
We
Hebrew.
know that, bro.
Read it.
No, read it.
Read
You have
it.
to read, so
No,
read.
read Hebrew 8 and verse 8.
You have to read it.
No, read it. Read it.
No, Joseph.
Read the text.
Joseph, you love to read. So
Read
you
the
got-
text.
No. You can't not read.
No, read the
You can't
text.
not read at this
Read
point
Hebrew
because-
8 and verse 8.
I'm going to read it.
Give him to read.
Joseph.
You want to read it?
Yeah,
I want to read it.
You can't not read it.
No, you have to read the text. No, let me read it. Because he was reading it. Because he was reading it. Let me read it.
You have to be consistent.
That's right.
Joseph reads everything for everything I said.
Joseph.
So we have to read it.
Joseph.
Let's go. I'll read
Joseph.
Yeah, okay.
Wait. We want Joseph here. We want Joseph to hear it.
Joseph.
No, when we get there.
Joseph, listen. Joseph, listen.
Who is the word of God?
No. Joseph.
Wait,
verse
Joseph,
1.
listen.
Jeremiah
Hebrew
31.
8 and verse 8. Jeremiah 33. Look, here.
Yeah, get some context.
Jeremiah 31:33.
Here we go. Get some context.
Same text, same text.
Hebrew 8 verse 7.
Here we go.
For if that first covenant had been faultless,
what I think Christian means.
You hear that?
should no place have been.
Start again. No, stop. Read it again.
For if that first covenant had been faultless,
Right.
there should no place have been sought for the second.
Stop. If the old covenant was faulty,
Come on.
there would be no place for the second. Hold on. Who is? Wait a minute. Who is the second covenant? Who is the second covenant? Jesus Christ is the second covenant.
Don't use your word. Man of God, don't not use your word. Let the Bible give you the answer what you're saying.
Okay, but carry on reading.
Carry on reading. Carry on reading.
Finding fault with them, he said, behold,
Yes.
the day come,
Right.
said the Lord,
When
I will make a new covenant
Go on. Wait. Carry on.
with the house of Israel.
Hold on. Hold on.
You can't
Come here.
You can't.
We kill him.
You see what he done? As soon as he hit the word Israel.
He jump in. No. You're finished. Wait. Come here. Call him back. No way.
You shut yourself.
No. Same text. This is the Old Testament. It's two verses. Jeremiah 31:33 is the Old Testament, and the New Testament is Hebrew 8 and verse 8. No, Jeremiah 31:33.
No, hold on.
Wait.
That's not the point.
Wait.
Joseph, you've been childish.
You're Joseph. Wait.
That's not the point.
Go on.
Oh, and the new covenant is for the house of Israel.
Wait.
You say no, read it again.
Wait.
Let's
Can I come in or you want to go? Go on.
Let me go.
Verse 8 again.
Wait. No, don't read again. We don't need to read again. Go on.
That's not the point.
No.
You're deliberately taking the point away to try and make yours.
Exactly. Wait. Read, man of God.
Right. You're deliberately taking his point away to make a point.
Right. Simple. Go on.
That's not.
No.
No.
Man of God, please. All right, 1 minute. Listen for a second.
The whole reason he asked you to read it is to show that the old covenant is done away with.
Right.
And we're in a new covenant.
Brilliant.
Don't try and change his point to win a score.
Exactly.
Because it mentioned the word Israel, you think you got something to jump on?
No.
Okay. We won't be
That's
emotional.
not.
That's
not the point.
No, we agree with that. No, but you know why you don't need to jump? Because I'm not against that.
Of course.
I'm not against it mentioning Israel.
Okay, right.
I'm not against that. The point he was making
right,
is that the old covenant is done away with.
Simple as that.
What is that old covenant?
Wait, we're coming in a minute.
And I'll tell you why. We've been talking for 2 hours and you guys still can't get out of the old covenant.
So we're going to take him out. We're going to take them out.
Hold on.
Man of God.
Hold on. Let me finish. We've been talking for 2 hours and you guys are still in the old covenant
Right.
You're struggling to get
Isaiah
out.
30.
So we're going to take them out.
You are.
Isaiah 30.
Come out of
No,
the
Jeremiah 30, 31, 33, verse 33. 31, 33.
Understand you. One second, brother.
Wait, we're going to take you in 19 minutes.
But I want to make a point.
You don't want to know.
No, you want to come out. We're going to take you out.
keep making
We will
points
take him out in a minute.
to keep you in the Old Testament.
No,
We're going to take him out in a minute. Wait.
One second, can I make some
Jeremiah 30.
133.
Because I think I'm well justified in saying this.
Yeah.
Because all of last week,
Wait,
yeah, all
sorry,
of last
can we-
week,
can
I
we-
was traveling
33,
in the Old Testament,
verse 33.
and I was trying to say, yeah, I'm understanding where you're going. And you was going there, and you was going there, but you keep going. You keep going in this direction, but you're never
33, skip
getting
over,
out
skip
of the
over.
Old Testament. Your journey, you keep saying I'm getting out.
Jeremiah, you're not Jeremiah. 30, 31? It's not 31. It's 31, 33, verse 33.
At what point are you going to travel and ride from the Old Testament?
So let me get them. Let me bring them out. Can I bring them out?
Yeah.
Let me bring you out. No, let me bring you out.
No, one second.
Let's hear him.
One
Let's hear
second.
him. Let's hear him.
And they shall.
What you have here in the book of
Wait. The
Hebrews,
same text. I'm just giving you the
brother,
background.
what you have here in the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verse 8, where is it coming from?
Jeremiah 33,
So
31.
let's go to Jeremiah. Wait 1 second.
We just went there.
Well, no, we didn't go to
No,
Jeremiah.
wait, let him
We
go there.
haven't
Let him
gone
go
to
there.
Jeremiah
That's fine.
first.
No problem.
Because in Jeremiah 31, 31 to 34, it tells you that when the New Testament is written, there is a sign that you will know that it's already written. And that sign will be that it will be in your heart. Wait 1 second. Number one. Number two, you will not need to carry Bible
It is in my
No,
heart.
let him finish.
It is in
It is in my heart too.
It is in my heart.
It is in my. The new covenant is in my heart.
It is in my heart.
Wait, let him finish.
No, yes, it is.
In my heart,
One
it
second,
is.
brother. 1 second.
Go on.
He said there are 3 points. Jeremiah 31, 31 to 34 tells you that there are 3 points you will know that the law is written in your heart. One, it says, it will be written in your heart
By the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit do everything. We know that. But one, it will be written in your heart. Two,
You have to accept.
Let me bring the second
Go on.
one. Two, you will not need to carry Bible around. The third one says that. The third one says that you will never tell a brother or a neighbor to know the Lord, which means to keep the commandments. For they will all know me.
Stop.
Our people know God right now.
Hold on a minute, gentlemen. Hold on a minute. Back up. Back up for a second. Back up for a second. Can I wind this here? I know you're gonna go. Can I wind this up? Listen this. Listen this, man of God. Listen this. Yeah, we're gonna. What time is it? What time is it?
Got to come out of the Old Testament.
What time is
We are
it?
in the Old and New. Look, for example, the Old Testament says. Wait 1 second. The Old Testament. 1 second. The New Testament says this is how we go with the New Testament.
We're trying to say that the same thing that is written by Jeremiah will come back in the New Testament. That Jesus is going to set a new covenant. But they are staying in the old covenant. That's what we're saying. We're saying the old covenant is abolished in Christ. That's what we're saying. Because all the things that the old covenant did, literally, the Holy Spirit now, the Holy Spirit of Jesus Christ is now doing it on the table of our heart. That's what we're trying to get to them to understand.
He's going to tell me how I enter into the kingdom of heaven. That's my question now.
Sorry?
He's going to tell me how I enter in, and he's going to use the law.
Can I get it? No, can I come in first?
He's asking the question.
All right, go on.
Okay.
New
Let me hear it.
Matthew.
Let me hear it.
Matthew is what?
Let me hear it.
New
He's
Testament.
the New Testament.
Let me hear it. Okay. Yeah, go on. Let me hear
So
it.
the brother is asking, how do I get into the kingdom of heaven?
Go on, let me hear it.
Because all those people who will be living in the kingdom of heaven, they will have something similar. Eternal life. Eternal life. Eternal
You have to
life.
throw this and pick up
Eternal
again.
life.
Yeah, no, go on.
Yeah, of course.
Matthew 19 verse 16.
Yeah.
I know the one she got.
And it's late, sorry, 1916, sorry. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master.
I knew it.
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Let's see the response of the master. Good master is calling Christ. Good master.
What good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
So now the two subjects here is good master and what thing should I do? Which is what you're asking.
That
Yeah,
was
go on.
one individual.
No,
Okay.
go on. No, let me carry
He's
it.
saying that one statement.
No, go on, man of God. Carry on.
Right? Guys, we address those two subjects as well. Let's
Yeah, go on,
And
man.
he
Finish.
said unto him,
Yeah.
Why callest thou me good?
Good,
So he's
right.
addressing the first one. Why do you call me good master? That's the first subject he's addressing.
Right, go on.
There is none good.
Then he's going to address the second subject that says, how do I get eternal life or the kingdom of
All
God?
right, go on, go on.
Okay?
There is none good but one. That is God.
That is God.
But
First subject.
if thou will enter
But if you want to enter where?
into life,
Into life means eternal life.
Paradise.
Do what?
keep the commandment.
Boom.
What? We ain't got a problem with that. Let me come in, man. Let me come in. Let me come in, man. Let me come in, man. Let me come in, man.
Now you talk about using all the scripture. Now, first of all, you use one particular incident which could be very problematic, because first of all, you picked up on that Jesus said, I can ask the question, so is Jesus not good? Jesus said, why are you calling me not good? Is Jesus not good? Is Jesus saying that he's not good?
No.
So why did he pose the question that way? Why are you calling me good? There's one good. That's implying that he's saying I'm not good, only God is. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Is that what he's saying? Then you have to deal with it. Why did he address it that way?
Let me tell you
he
why
seems to be implying that I'm not good.
Well, fine, let me address it to that.
But he's a good shepherd.
But we know.
Yes, we know that.
We're not saying that Christ is not good. But out of his own mouth, it's not me.
Yes.
Wait, brother, he's telling that guy, don't call me good. Do you know why Christ did that? Because in the Bible, right, there's another man called Job. The Bible says Job was righteous, but Job's righteousness was more of a self-righteousness. But the righteousness of Christ is the righteousness that honors the Heavenly Father. Because when he prays to God,
the righteousness of faith.
Brother, wait, one second, let me plan it. When he prayed to the Heavenly Father, he's showing people, though I have power in heaven and earth to do all things, but yet I still honor the Father. So Christ is showing us how to honor the Father after he's gone.
That was one context.
Jesus never said.
Right, we're going to have to close that. Gentlemen, I'm going to close it.